Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your Washington Commanders update. And yet again, this is CWall Waller from Bowie TV checking in with Wole
It's
from
going.
all the things. If you want to watch
It
Commanders,
is all the things. It is all the things.
it is all the things. Wole is with me again, everybody. For the live Bowie television recording, you all come on in. If you are watching from TV and you have not cut your cable, I'm doing all the logistics up front. If you have not cut your cable, Comcast channels 190 or 1097 in Prince George's County, Maryland. Y'all, I'm tired. And so
I bet you've been.
I said, listen, I am exhausted. No lie. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. And I'm like, wow, how did I get this tired? It's not like I haven't been doing this. It's not new to me. You know this. It's not new to me, but it's just I think it was the outfit. I think I was showing off. I've been wearing heels all day. You know, I'd be there like 8 hours. I think I'm back at Hampton again, wearing heels.
Oh, wow.
It was
homecoming.
It was. So it owed the homecoming week. I'm like, I'm gonna be, do my thing. And I'm like, no. I feel like I got beat up. I feel like something happened to me. But everybody's checking in.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you. I think Paul's checking in. Cameron, you're on the grind, Candi. I absolutely am. The grind gets vicious, right? And so we're gonna have some fun. I know everybody's upset, right? I know everybody's upset, but I think what we're going to try to do here. Well, Wole and I decided, since it's live Bowie TV, I said, okay, let's try to do this. In an agenda that I actually follow. If you are watching from Facebook, make sure you hit like or love and share this show with your Washington Commanders loving family and friends. If you're watching from X, YouTube, again, make sure you're subscribed to both channels. We accept all the super chats. Super thanks, all of that good stuff. Again, share this show with your Washington Commanders loving family and friends. You can always watch it later, but it's always cool to watch it live. So what we're going to try to do here, we're going to jump right into clips. Now, we're probably going to have some dialogue on which clips we're going to start with, which way we're going to go, because sometimes I get into choose your own adventure mode, but we're going to get into some of the clips you all know, using our clues, paying attention to press conferences and all of that, so that we can just soak it all in together. Wole has some questions. Wole will also be, all in the chat to star questions as well. Thank you so much for the compliment. I know it's tough, y'all. I know it's tough when the team is losing to even keep up with any coverage. So I appreciate you all giving me my flowers, because I always ask for them. But even when I don't ask for them, you give them to me anyway. And Wole does a tremendous job always including me in his show coverage as well. So I appreciate the audience that Wole brings with him as well to this great stuff. And then I think what we're going to do, Wole, if there's still time at the end, so people, you want to stay on, because if we don't get to any of the questions that you have, we're going to add people into the stream for you to have a minute.
Like a minute.
1 minute.
One person per. One
Question, a minute to ask me a question. So you want to stay locked in to make sure you're getting all the information. And getting all the content. Now I gotta go. We still gotta play this. We still gotta play What's Your One Word? And then, what's your one word to describe once the game was over? Monday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium. It was the end. 28-7, Kansas City Chiefs win over the Washington Commanders. What was your one word to describe how you felt at the end of the game? Drop your one words in the chat, and we'll make sure they are pulled up on the screen. Wole, what was your one word?
Mine was missed opportunities, but somebody's in the chat that I gotta say hi to. So I'm sorry. Hey, Mama Waller.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mama Waller.
Hey,
Hey.
mother.
Yeah. They gonna miss opportunities. Cam pretty much said the same thing. Missed opportunities. That's how I looked at it. I mean, I guess that's 2 words though. That's 2
Wait,
words.
that's so fun.
That's 2 words. Let me 1 word then.
Yes.
Let me get back to me. Hold on. I gotta think about this one then. 1 word then. I gotta stick to the thing.
It is
I know
one
what? I got one.
word.
That's because it's 1 word. Outcoached.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
one.
All right.
That's one. That's one. I think there's a couple others. I think I saw. See, I don't know. I think Mike made up a word.
I don't know what that was.
Said frustrated.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's the same old, same old. Okay, all
Same
right,
old.
I got you.
I like your no. I like your
No,
mom.
yeah, my Wall had to get in there. Inconsistent. Yes. I think, and we're gonna dive right into it. When I was sitting there, hey, listen, I mean, in a perfect world, we all want this to look like it did last year.
Facts.
But I think that, in being completely objective and being completely just realistic, it's hard to do that. The schedule had already shifted. You're dealing with injuries every single week. And this is Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football in Arrowhead Stadium. So it's just tough. I think one of the things that I was kind of more so looking forward to was just the what now. Right.
Yeah.
For me, at any point, it's not necessarily about the wins or losses. Y'all know that's why I don't like doing predictions. It is more about what do I see that's different. And I did see different things. I did. I absolutely did. And we're going to get into that in some of the clips here. But the reality is, when you can't score, this is just one of the more high power offenses in the league anyway. And when you can't score, it's just not going to bode well for you. And so that was unfortunate. So I there's a couple different ways and areas we could do this. I don't even know where you want to go, offense or defense.
Oh, I would love to start with I'm gonna start. Let me go positive first. Let me start with let me start with the positive. I think it's easy to go with the negative. So let's start with the defense.
Okay. We can do that. We can most certainly do that. Let's start with last week. Can we start with last week?
Sure.
Because I think there was some things that came out last week in press conferences that are applicable still for this week. So if we go to Coach Quinn's press conference from last week after the Dallas loss, there was a question about the explosives, which we still saw some. So let's get into that. I'll play this clip here.
Thank you. And then with the explosives in the pass defense, yesterday you were understandably frustrated, but now that you've watched it, I get that it's inconsistencies, but have you noticed maybe the same thing happening on those plays?
Yeah, if it was, that would be much easier to say, all right, this one specific thing. Like I thought yesterday the tackling was better. I didn't like it, what it looked like against Chicago, and that part of our game was better. But to allow, a 70-yard explosive play, like those are things, man, we just can't have. And so those are the ones that, like, okay, when I talk about, all right, do we take less? Are we doing less? Like, all that's on the table to make sure that if they beat us on a good play, man, everybody can live with that. That's pro ball, but nothing that, is something from a technique standpoint that we can prevent.
Thank you.
So we knew that last week, Coach Quinn said that he was going to really dig in, understand what was going on all sides. And I think there's still a process of digging in that we're seeing. So keep that in mind. Use your clues. This is last week in something that he said. And then think about explosive plays that we're still seeing in week 8 against the Chiefs. Right? Now, some of this, there's gonna be some clues that come out, because I want to go to a positive and some that were brought up last week. Right? This is how we use our clues and see if there has been a change. Okay. One big major change. And I'm like, if it was any other week, there would have been 1 million posts and memes about Marshon Lattimore. And they put that man in a situation that he does very well, and that's press. He does press coverage much better. That's what he does. Gets a pick. That's Marshon Lattimore. That's Marshon Lattimore right there.
In press coverage. Yep.
In press coverage. We were just talking about this. Everybody was just talking about this.
We talked about this last week.
One of the things that has been an underlying question, I know for myself, it's, at the beginning of this staff's, coming together, it was, there was a lot of feedback and comments around not asking people to do things that they weren't good at.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But when you start to see, all right, maybe they don't, maybe that doesn't work for them. Perhaps just leverage them and use them what they're good at. And that was a moment of everybody now seeing he's impressed. And when you keep him largely there, you either don't hear his name because it's working out, right? Or you do hear his name because he did something good. That's Marshon Lattimore. Now, I would see the million memes. I haven't heard anybody say give him a compliment or anybody say anything about him.
No,
maybe they have.
No, they really don't. They just said the great play. That's the Marshon. When he made the pick, I was on social media. A lot of folks were like, that's the Marshon that we thought we were going to get. That was pretty much it after that. But you know how when you're a cornerback, that's what happens, right? They only talk about you when you're out there, when people are catching the ball on you, whatever. They don't talk about you when you're doing your job. Because when I said it before, when Marshon, when we didn't hear anything about Marshon, no one was saying Marshon was doing a great job. No one was saying anything. But when the Dallas Cowboys game hit, then everybody's talking about Marshon again. So it has its playing cornerback is one of the hardest things in the world.
It's a hard, thankless job.
Yeah, it is.
Unless you do something like what he did last night, which was a great play. It was an incredible play.
It was a great play. It was an elite play. I don't like it. Wasn't just a good play. I want people to know
it was it
was an elite play.
Put him in a position to do things like that when he's wired that way and to do it. But of course, because receipts. Let's go back to last week when Coach Quinn was asked specifically about Marshon Lattimore.
And I wanted to ask you about Marshon Lattimore and whether there's a particular issue you see with him and if there's any possibility that it could benefit him and or the team if either his playing time changed or his role changed at all.
Yeah, I thought the first PI at the end, just playing back towards it, and he knows that. And I think might have been the first drive, Howard, to go. Like part of playing corner is, like life outside, throwing the ball, high and outside. And so knowing the right techniques and how to play that. But he'll get there, man. There's plenty of them that also went really good in that space too, Howard, for him. So this is not a one coach, one player, meetings that we're on tonight. It's how to collectively do we do our thing better. And so that's what I've been digging in on hard. It's a challenge, but it's also fun as hell to go through to say, all right, how do we find us at our best and putting people in the right spots and digging in there as a coach and as the players too. What more can they hit on to meet the standards that we've set for ourselves? So I kind of think of it as this big collective thing to say, all right, how are we going to do our parts better?
So one of the key things that Coach Quinn mentioned there, and I'm glad that he did, because it's easy to point out what goes wrong. But when you're looking at somebody to take 59 snaps and 2 or 3 things go wrong, it's like, well, and I've said this before, 56 went right, right?
It's that one.
And it's just that one. That the you know, it's just that one. It's just that 2, it's just that 3, but 56 of it went smoothly. And so I'm glad Coach Quinn acknowledged, yes, he knows he can't do that. He knows that, yep, but there's plenty that went in his favor and went well for him as well. Because you do have to acknowledge that. And he should, as the coach. It's one of the things that I know that I do when I'm talking to, hey, lot went well.
A lot. The first half, a lot went well. That's the thing that
a lot went well.
Yeah, and I think Paul said something about like the defensive approaches. They played the style that they were good at. Then they changed the zone in the second half, which they did. They did change the zone in the second half. But also, I mean, like you said earlier, you're playing against Patrick Mahomes, and
it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, so it's a lot. And I don't want to get into the negative because that's like there's a negative element to it, but. To that point, you're playing against Pat Mahomes. But I do want to focus on the first half. In the first half, it was like they played real good football, like you said. Like a lot of players that got like negative flack kind of made plays, right? We talk about Marshawn. We saw Bobby get an interception, right? We saw so those two. I always say the Lord works in mysterious ways. The guys who kind of getting ripped are making big plays.
Oh yeah, nobody saying anything about it, and I will say this, and admittedly, I was like, okay, let me take this down because I can't get wrapped up into too much of this because the reality is the young guys played last night. We're going to get into that.
Yeah, and that was another positive too. Like Paul, I think Paul.
We're going to get into that because I asked the question, and this is a line of coverage that I've been tracking where it's like the result was still the same, everybody. The young, if we're still talking defense, the young guys played. You didn't have to take Bobby Wagner out, which is something that we've been discussing. But with the young guys still playing, and there's still challenges. Like you got to really get into the data of snap by snap, by player. Where are people? What are they doing? What's going on? To really draw the conclusions of the data points of, okay, what are some of the recurring themes here and what's not going well?
I do got a question. And I do.
Yeah, I got something for that too.
Yeah, okay. I got a question for you though. Tyler Owens played a lot. Was he starting? Tyler Owens was he starting yesterday? Yes, was he starting over who? He was starting over Reeves?
Well, Jeremy was out there.
Jeremy was out there. But he was out. Yeah.
And Noah Igbenogany ended up, he wasn't starting anyway. But yeah, they put him out there. But that goes back to that we're going to talk about this. It's going to all connect because it goes about in the notion of speed.
Yeah.
Some of these challenges.
He's playing like linebacker, Buffalo nickel. He's playing the Buffalo nickel. That's all right. Got it.
Right. So basically, I always say he's your Cam Chancellor.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You're Buffalo. Yeah.
And so it goes back to week 4. I got locked in on this topic in week 4, and of Tyler Owens, Jordan McGee, Kane Madrano, Ale Cahoe. Those 4. Where are they? We talked extensively about that. There could be various reasons on why they weren't out there, but at the end of the day, they have speed. We saw Jeremy. Now Revo has speed too.
Yeah, he's made some plays. So he made some plays.
Right, absolutely. Because you got to get there. You got to get there fast. So from a speed perspective, we're going to get into that. But Tyler had to grow there.
Yeah,
I'm being completely objective, right? And there was still a couple. This is far from perfect. Obviously, right? But did you see speed? Yes. Based on the faster players that were out there, without having to shift and take people out. We can walk and chew gum.
Yeah.
Is all I'm trying to say there. So even with that, let's go back to then questions I had for Joe Witt Jr. We're still sticking with the defense. With Joe Witt Jr., this is a live Bowie television recording, everybody. If you're just tuned in, this is from the Coaching from the Couch series, the Washington Commanders Update. I'm your host, Candi CWall Waller. I'm here with the great and amazing Wole from all things, all Burgundy Go, everything, urban sports scene, all the Washington Commanders coverage you ever want to watch. He has it.
Thank you.
He helped me do this. We're going through clips now. Wole and I were starring questions. And then what do we say? Then Wole is asking questions throughout. And then if we are able to get to it, you want to stick around, because if we haven't answered your question, we're going to definitely add folks to the stream to have an opportunity to ask questions. So last week, going backtrack, here are the 2 questions that I had for Coach Joe Witt Jr. Here was the first one.
Hey, Coach, I know one of the things that you all have been talking about is, I'm going back to your point about communication. So what is your assessment thus far through the 7 games on how you all are doing in that area, and what are some things that you could do, if need be, to correct that?
It's been a little bit like the play. It's been, certain guys have been really good communicators. Some haven't. Nobody really talks about the loss of Will Harris, who was a really good communicator. But that's one reason that we will pare some things back to eliminate some communications that we might have in reduction play. So, but it's been like we played. It's been not good enough, and how we've played hasn't been good enough. So we've been really diligent of looking at every aspect of it, and we got to get it turned. We got to get it turned, and we need to get it turned now. So
his comment about Will Harris, me right here, have been talking about that ever since he got hurt. I remember one of the first things I even told you, Wole, and many other people, I said, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's actually quite bad, because he is the other smartest person on the field from a defensive perspective. And he keeps that communication in the secondary. You all may have not seen it because he was 3.5 games in when he got injured on lock. And it still wasn't perfect, but it was better. You saw a distinct difference in the communication in the secondary once he went out. And so that goes back to injuries, the roles people play in football, in talent, but just the intellect part of this is so complex. But you can see it when a person is out and a person is different. Now, Wole, I'll pause there because I know you had a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to say for you, just, we're speaking as defense, and Joe Witt was speaking about it. Like, how would you assess what you saw in the first half? Again, I'm staying positive for a little bit. Like,
we're gonna stay positive, because I got a couple more things before I go critical. And I think I have some other stuff here too that I might not even know what it is, but I might just say it anyway. Maybe positive, might be negative. That first half was the best. That's it. That's it.
They got your turnovers too. They got you you asked for 3. They got like 2 of them.
Asked for 3, but they got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Marshawn could have had another one. If he tried to pick the football up, he just fell on the football. You could have had your 3rd one right there.
Facts.
That was it. 30 solid minutes of exactly what you want to see. They came out with the energy. I didn't watch it all the way through, being completely transparent, but I definitely watched some of the TV version. And the defense was as hype as I've seen them before a game. Which I was like, oh, okay.
They're very hype. They're real hype. They were hype.
I see that. Haven't seen that.
That type of energy.
I see you feeling it, but I haven't seen that. And so I saw the energy. I saw them ready to roll in a way that I recognize, right? And that was it. Where I got confused, it was like nobody else thought Patrick Mahomes wasn't going to come out there like what you're not going to do is, right? It was like, that's where I start to get to. And now this might be more negative, but
it's okay.
Proactively, you knew that was going to happen. Who didn't know that was going to happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It becomes now this is objective playing field. This is Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football in Arrowhead Stadium. And you played penalty free in the first half.
In the first half, you played cleaner football. Yeah.
Clean, penalty free. Just stay away from the penalties. You're not going to win these calls. They ended up winning a couple, though, which was interesting. But look at what you had to do. You had to get some botched calls at first, right? In order to get you some later on. Quite a few botched, but we're not going to get into that. But it's one of those situations where that was the best you were going to get. 30 solid minutes. The defense not allowing any points once the Chiefs got the ball back before the half. I said it. I actually posted that. I said, now that was very good.
Yes, it was.
Very good. But that was also a sign for somebody like me. Oh, Patrick Mahomes going to light them up in the second half.
Yeah. I do.
And he said that in his vote. Basically, he didn't say it like that in his press conference, but what he said was they had to adjust.
Yeah, I do think that. Yeah,
different. But his players. See, here's the thing about a Patrick Mahomes. Not only is he athletic, he is a genius. He is smart. His players even say, or his teammates even say, he's unpredictable. Sometimes he understands the call. They know the call. They get out there. He's somebody who's going to go through his first, second, third. He going to make up something. If he see it, he'll create it, and you just got to roll with it and be ready to rock with them. He got surprised in the first half. I think that was what it was. I think he was more surprised more than anything. Like, oh, wait, whoa, they know what I'm doing. One of the things that Marcus Mariota said about the Kansas City Chiefs was that they're so unique. They change from year to year. Sometimes they change from game to game. It's just, it's hard. And so they said, let's just, the challenge was, and I'm going to say this going back to Dak in Dallas, because you saw what the Broncos did. You got to get to the X factor. There was rarely any pressure getting to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. So
your
offense
is struggling. Your offense is on the struggle, but this is the game where you're the muscle right now. You're the muscle. You are the X factor. Your unit is the X factor. Pressure, no dumb penalties. You saw a couple dumb penalties in the second half.
Yeah, Quan.
And so that was a challenge. Not when you're not getting pressure. You know, and then once you decide not to get pressure, then you go and try to get to the quarterback. Why are you even going to mess with Patrick Mahomes like that? As soon as you get close to him, he's going to throw the football because now you've left your assignment. Every time that happened, I was like, why are they leaving their assignment? As soon as they roll up on Patrick, he's going to throw it. He's going to draw you in. And then he's going to.
So I will add, like, I feel like in the first half, their style of defense was a little different compared to the first half of defense. And not because of like aggression, it's just the like what they did. They played more coverage. But also I would say this too, though, and this it is leaning on to negative. I guess it is what it is. When like you're there and you always hear and you talk about a lot playing complementary football. And I do think that if Cliff takes advantage of those opportunities that the defense gave him, then their defense plays a different style and Patrick Mahomes plays a different style. If you're going into that half up, that's his best case scenario, right? I'm going best case scenario. Best case scenario. So you're going to have up 21-7.
Yep.
Because right, best case scenario.
Yep.
They're not going to call the same. They're not going to call it the same way in the second half because they're going to. Because if as great as Patrick Mahomes is, he's also an individual. If things aren't going his way and he thinks that he has to create a spark, will force the issue.
He'll force
so I do think that a thing that hindered the defense is what. And again, I want to give like the offense did move up and down the field. It's about closing plays, closing drives out correctly. They didn't. So I think that hindered the defense more than anything in terms of even more than Patrick Mahomes being Patrick Mahomes, to be real with you.
Right. I mean, it defensively, I got a couple of like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't about 54 either.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. You know what I mean? It's just not. Yeah. It's not about 54. It's not about 2. It's just not about certain people. Because I'm like, that wasn't the issue.
Mm-hmm.
You asked people to get you the ball back, they got you the ball back. There were plenty of opportunities to make something shake. You already knew that you were going to be aggressive. That's something that Coach Quinn, we got the, the clip.
You can play that stuff.
They got a kicker for a night. You already knew this kicker wasn't about to kick no field goals. They just need somebody to go in there and kick an extra point. Yeah. So you knew your objective was to be aggressive, score touchdowns. You did.
Yeah. Which he did say in the presser. He said a lot of interesting things in the presser.
Oh, yes. He said a lot of interesting things in that press conference. Let me get back to last week with Joe Witt Jr. Because, again, now you already know what you're going to see and who you're going to see when I asked him this question.
Hey, Coach, what's your assessment so far of the linebackers? What's your group?
Of the linebackers? I've been pleased with the backers. I think Bobby and Oos have played well. We're going to give Jordan more looks and more opportunities. He came in and played with good speed, so I'm excited to see him with his snap count going up. And then, you'll see a little bit of Kane as well to see how he can add to the party as well.
So this has been a recurring conversation for me. And what I also knew, once I knew that, Jordan, I knew his snap count was going up, which is something we already talked about. I already knew Tyler Owens was going to appear.
Yeah.
Because of the speed. Right. He was a captain the week prior. I mean, that was because, no, he wasn't. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. But that's special teams play. But you need that speed there.
Yeah.
And while you mentioned Quan Martin, we're gonna get into some of all of that in a moment, because I want to keep going into Coach Quinn's press conference from yesterday. When you mentioned press conference, you talking about yesterday?
Y'all talking about today? Like he had his both. I mean, after the game.
Oh, okay, so yeah,
one after the game. Definitely after the game. The one after the game.
After the game. So let's start with his opening comments. You all are watching live Bowie television recording in collaboration with Wole, the urban sports scene, all burgundy and gold, everything for the post game recap the day after. Try to give everybody 24 hours to chill out or whatever they need to do. It's really because
I like these videos too, man, on all y'all social platforms too.
Yes, make sure you are subscribed, liked, follow, all the good things. We're going through clips. Wole's asking questions. We're starring questions in the chat. And if you stick around, you might can join the stream and ask me a question as well. So let's go into DQ's opening comments. I will play my 2 questions. Another question that I was like, ooh, that's interesting. And then an update on injuries. But that was from last night. So let's go ahead and dive in here.
I thought heading into the game and early in, the energy, the juice, and the speed, I saw and felt that from the minute we stepped on the field. And that's honestly what we're looking for. But, man, did we leave a lot of opportunities out there tonight. And you cannot leave that many chances out there and expect to win, especially against this team. Not capitalize on the turnovers, not winning our 4th downs. They did. It was great to see us get in some of the takeaways. That's been an emphasis of what we've been hitting on. But, leaving here, you cannot leave that many opportunities out there and walk away from this place with a win. And, like the intensity of the first half, but I just thought the opportunities for us to make our mark, and we didn't nail those. So you're not going to walk away from here with a win and miss those ops.
Exactly right. You're just not going to do it. 3 offensive drives into the game. I was sitting in between Lake Lewis and Donna Hopkins. Y'all can tag them, tell them I'm talking about. I was sitting in between them.
Awesome people.
Amazing. Everything Wole just said. And I looked at them and I said, they're going to lose. And Lake was like, but they gave it. The defense is doing all that they can, everybody.
Yeah.
Serious. Even up to that point, I was like, yo, the defense is out here. This is their best. This is their best.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving it right now.
Yeah.
Those tough conversations, those conversations last week, those practices, this is it. Cliff, you're up. Cliff and Marcus, this is on y'all too. Because nope. 3 opportunities right there in a row, moving down the field seamlessly.
Yeah.
Without any real you were making it happen. You're not scoring at all. This is going to take a shift. It's going to take a shift. And it's unfortunate, right? Because it could have been really interesting. Let me go into my questions for Coach Quinn.
Okay.
In terms of the speed and the last thing you mentioned, that you know that you'll have speed, you didn't see the speed. So did you see?
Yes, I did, Candi, and I felt the urgency. I felt the speed, especially in the first half. I really did. That helps create some of the takeaways, and this is a group that can really run. So I wanted to see, could we process? Could we play quicker? Could we play with more urgency? And we were able to see that. Not to say it was all clean, and certainly in the second half it wasn't, but I did feel that.
So again, when I understood what he was saying even last week about, I know we have speed, but I didn't see speed. I didn't confirm this with him or anyone else, but in my mind, I translated that to where you're faster players.
Yeah.
You know, getting to spots quicker.
Yeah.
Right. Just using your speed to get somewhere quicker. Or get to where you're supposed to be quicker. Let's keep, and that was for sure apparent. That was apparent. That was there for sure. You saw it in Jordan. You saw it in Ty. You saw it in Revo. We've seen how fast Revo can get up.
Yeah, he's been good. Revo's been good. I felt like I liked something he said too in today's presser. You're probably gonna play today's presser too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna skip ahead, but he said something interesting in today's presser too about what the speed helps for the defense. Like obviously what you said earlier was something that I think is totally spot on. Like just because you have speed doesn't mean like and you playing the younger guys doesn't mean like everything's going to be fixed. There were still mistakes out there. He said that there were still mistakes out there, but something that what the speed does gives you the opportunity to make plays. And I think that's something that was missing in other games now with and it's something about youthful play in any sport, especially in football, when that excitement, you're there kind of like you're oblivious to all the pressure, oblivious to everything. You're just going out there playing ball and being happy that you're out there. And I do think that's something that was needed, especially for this defense. You need some guys who kind of have that extra spark, that extra, that extra zest. Because, when you've been out there and you've been going through the struggle, you've been going through the grind, and you're not getting the results that you want to get, it's good to have guys who have been hungry, thirsting for that opportunity, and have young ignorance to play the game of football. And I think he kind of saw it out there on Monday night.
Yeah, you've heard me even say, let's go get the football.
Yeah, basically.
Jordan, go get the football.
Yeah.
Go over there, nephew. Yeah. Get the football.
Exactly, basically. Yeah.
And one of the themes that we were hearing last week from the team when they were kind of just getting back to who they are, their identity, it was finding their spark in the fun.
Mm-hmm.
They love this. But is it, this is a question, is it too much thinking? What is it? Who knows? But it's the fun part of it because it was fun. You saw the excitement. You saw when Marshawn got that pick and then he just threw the football in the air. That's Marshawn Lattimore swag right there. Let's be clear. That man got the same birthday as me. We similar when it comes to swag. But anyway, let me stop. That was funny to me. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, you saw it. You saw when Bobby Wagner gets the pick and how they then act with him.
That was perfect. I loved it.
That's how much they love one another. You saw with going back to Marshawn, you saw Coach Quinn was one of the first people on that.
I saw that.
His face, like, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that's who they are. Now, when I was talking to Lil Nate, I said they're gonna lose, and I said they need to do this for at least 45 minutes. And I don't know if they got 45 minutes in them.
Mm-hmm.
That was I don't know if they got it. That's my, I was like, not if, to your point, the offense had to score. Absolutely. The same thing we discussed with B Mitch during halftime.
Yeah,
Perfect world, that score should be 21-7.
I think so too. That's what I'm saying.
That's where the same thing. You're spot on. That's exactly what we said. This score at the lowest should have been
17. At the lowest, to me, should have been 17-7 at the lowest. But I looked at it the lowest, but 21-7, it should have been 21-7. And then now your defense, which they play better when they're ahead anyway. If you look at what this defense has done under Joe Witt and company, this defense has been good when they've had a lead, and you giving them a 2-score lead and knowing that your offense is able to move it up and down the field. Like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, when I knew this is like just like you, I knew when Kansas City had the ball back first, they were going to score a touchdown. Like, I already knew it, but like I felt like a crippling play. You know, there's a lot of crippling plays we talked about not scoring when you had turnovers in the first half, but a crippling play came from the rookie where he dropped that, like, the kickoff return, and they were at the 1-yard line. Because I knew from that point, because you have to match points now. Now you can't not score a touchdown. You have to match it. At least get 3 points. At least at the least, right? Yeah. But your goal is now to kind of match Patrick Mahomes. And if once he dropped that pass and the ball, like, dropped the kickoff return and went to the 1-yard line, and the Commanders had to start there, I was like, yeah, we're probably not going to score on this drive. And then Pat Mahomes got the ball, and what did he do? He do what he do. Got 21. Yeah. So to me, like, there are plays in this game where you're like, wow, like, that changed it. But to me, like, that was a crippling play. Like, I like Jared, and I love Lane. Like, I like Lane a lot, but because I have high hopes for Jalen Lane. But when that happened, I was like, yeah, this ain't going to fly, because people are going to rag on, like, you know, Marcus Mariota and this, that, and third. I thought Marcus Mariota played a decent game. I kind of like put more on the onus on Cliff for setting him up in certain situations, like going 4th and 1, throwing a bomb or throwing a go route to Terry on 1-on-1 when you could just try to run the football. So there are situations where I feel there are things in their game planning, or they're calling plays offensively that I had issues with. But I don't want to put it on Mariota. But I do think that, like, Jalen Lane, that play and that series too was rough for him. But that play was what kind of did it, like, kind of killed any type of momentum for Washington to kind of shock the world on Monday night.
Yeah, and they need all the momentum. It's mistake free. You know, I immediately went back to, well, what happened to the ball is life? Because what happened to that motto?
Good point.
Ball is life. So let's make that a point. Also, this is now a few times we've seen Jalen do that.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it happened twice in Atlanta.
Yeah,
once Kansas City. Now I'm like, okay. All right.
Starting to be a trend.
And so you just gotta, when you see it, you have to address it, be positive, be optimistic about it, but you also gotta hold that accountability of, that play. And then I will say the Quan Martin unnecessary roughness penalty. Y'all about
that too. Yeah, about the field. That's true. That too.
Off the field. The ball is on the ground. Your teammate already got him.
And he's having a rough one too. Like, you talking about, he's having a rough season too. Yeah,
he's having a rough go, and so we're gonna keep going, but keep that in the back of your mind, because we got some interesting stuff. Coach did say some interesting things. So I'm gonna play this one, and then in a couple more we have here too. With an initial reaction to the play on offense, what are some of your initial thoughts to what you saw tonight?
Yeah, I thought not capitalizing early on the takeaways. I think we might have had correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 3 trips, into their territory, not to come out with points. That's the story of the game to me, where we've got to take advantage of our ops when we get them there. That's where I felt like leaving that spot without points into that spot. And some of the 4th downs, that was by choice, knowing like this is not going to be game that you're going to win with field goals. You need touchdowns. And so we were going to be bold. We were going to live on the edge. And I thought that was the right call going into it. You don't like the result, but I like the aggressive nature of going after it.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I said on pregame, right? I said, they got to bring this back. You're not going to win this one with field goals. Touchdown. Matthew Wright did not come in from off the road.
He's home now. He's home now.
There he home. He in here. That guy got a bad back. All right, get somebody in here who can hit these extra points for us, okay? Because I wasn't going down there. And Wole, you weren't there. So that means Matthew Wright, here you go. And so you already know what the game plan is. This dude is not going to kick field goals. He's here for extra points. They're scoring touchdowns. That very first fourth and goal, or not fourth and goal, fourth down that they were going for it. I said, back to who we recognized from last year. They back. Because if you're going to do it, that was a night to do it. If this what you gonna do, if this how you gonna get down, here's how you get down.
I do have a question for you for one of the fourth downs. The one that Zach Ertz. Did you feel like that was the first down?
Absolutely.
The spot was bad. Okay, I thought the spot was bad, right? All right, I knew I ain't tripping.
Absolutely. That was the first thing. Absolutely.
Okay.
I know I wasn't tripping. Comment. I said all this NFL technology to get these things right. Right now, to that point, I'm glad you brought that up because Coach Quinn did mention on his press conference today. I'm opening my notebook. My use your clues notebook. Everybody is a real thing because I'm opening up my notebook. It's actually from a notebook that the team gave us. Actually, and now people are starting to know that my notes are in here. So now I might have to switch. I might, I got to get in my mad scientist role. My common sense is it. Just leave my book alone. But anyway, just jokes. But anyway, I thought it was an important point. On the fourth down, you can't challenge because it's automatic, like a scoring play. Because I know many people are like, well, why aren't they challenging? Or there were questions around why aren't they challenging? And Coach Quinn said it on the press conference today that fourth down, you can't challenge because it's automatic, like a scoring play. Was one of the questions I think that JP Finlay, he followed up.
Yeah. He asked that question. I saw the presser.
Yep. So, and I was there at the presser. Coach was tight on time, and so or on the call. And I just told the team, I said, "Hey, I'm on, but I'm gonna lean back because I'm exhausted, and I just need to think." And plus, I was the first one in his press conference last night, so you just want to give everybody else an opportunity to ask questions that weren't in the room. Y'all know I'm a good team. I'm a good teammate, good team player. So interesting comment. No, let's move to the injuries first. I'm going to do this from last night. Injuries. Then another question that I thought was super interesting in Coach Quinn's response. So this is one immediately after the game on injury.
I know you always going to update injuries next day, but with Kid on, could he have gone back in? Could Terry have gone back in?
Yeah.
Spot an issue for him.
Yeah, I don't know yet, John. I didn't get a chance to visit with him specifically. JK could, and I just, it was me at the end to say, man, I'm going to wait and go, but he was itching to go for sure. But I'll have a better update on Terry tomorrow. I just haven't visited with him and the medical staff just yet.
Terry did talk to the media after the game. I saw Terry coming off the field. I think JP got footage of him. I did not get footage of him, but I saw Terry running up the ramp.
Okay, that's good.
So he looked fine, and then he still talked to the media. He was still in the locker room. He spoke to the media. He said he felt fine, but he would take it day by day. Of course, they would check on it and everything. So we'll see. But we haven't really gotten into offense. But man, Terry McLaurin,
that's what I want to talk about. I want to actually thank you.
Well, let's hold for one.
I'm gonna hold for it. Because I got a lot. I got a lot in the bag. I got a lot in the bag for that one.
We're gonna hold that one and make it. And everybody remind us we gotta hold the Terry McLaurin thought because we got to get into Terry McLaurin specifically. And we got Terry McLaurin, and I want to say something about Debo as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I do want to say something about that. The comment about explosives. Check out this clip.
The big plays allowed again, especially in the first half. What did you see there? The times guys are running free again. Is that just miscommunication?
No.
Blown coverage?
Yep, it wasn't a miscommunication. Mike had thought the guy was going to the flat instead of up. He's got to carry his one. I think T.O. on his zones has got to hinge back. So, no, it wasn't a communication issue, John. Just plays that we got to get right.
Yeah.
I turned around and looked in the room. I said, "Oh."
He put the players on. He put them on the players.
Doesn't do that.
Exactly, that was different. I thought that was different.
He doesn't do that. And,
It definitely doesn't.
And we're learning, everyone. You all, this is still year 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is just year 2.
I got a question about that. I do got a question about that. Do you feel like, all right, this is my thought process with that? Because I think he's probably right. I mean, he's definitely probably right. He's definitely being I believe he's being honest. But do you feel like he mentions that to make sure that folks are trying to lay off of the defensive coordinator? Like to let folks know this is not defensive coordinator. This is like, because he's getting a lot, let's be real, he's getting a lot of negative flack from like the fan base and people, and I'm not, and some folks listen to the outside noise, not saying that he does or whatever. But do you feel like that's played a part of him addressing it, saying, no, this player has to do this. This player is supposed to do that.
One of the things is like I've always said, and you've heard me say this so many times, which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
It's hard to blame scheme
when
the execution is not there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Coach Quinn, and I want to probably play something that's a great segue into another question from last week, which is and I kind of asked, I don't know if it's on here. I may not have everything on here. I would have to see where it's kind of like Coach Quinn talked last week about some things are expensive, but you still got to do it.
Yeah.
You still got to get it done. And like nobody has the attitude of no, coach, I'm not going to get that. Oh, I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it. It's not that at all. But what I think is important to note, I don't think I think he's tired of it.
Okay. That makes more sense.
That's what I think.
That makes more sense.
It's about outside because they really don't get into the outside conversation. They don't.
Gotcha.
Some individuals do, but not, individuals on their own time is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But like, I think he was tired. Like,
okay, that makes more sense.
This was what was supposed to happen. It didn't, and it was the short. Nope, no miscommunication.
Okay.
Right, because they're not going to tell you where there's involvement of his own. But when he's saying digging in, it's not like I'm digging in and I got my hands off now. No, I'm up in this bad boy because now I need to know what's happening and where the issue is. And I was like, whoa, okay. I wasn't mad at it.
No, I'm glad he was honest. I mean, like, he talked about like Jails Owens, like, so Owens, he said T.O., right? He said T.O. Owens didn't, wasn't in his zone. And he said that Mike, that's Mikey, right?
Yep.
All right. So Mikey, who's had some issues on other plays.
But Mikey, it could be Mike. It could be linebacker Mike.
Okay. I couldn't tell. So it could have been linebacker Mike. All right. I wasn't sure when he said Mike. Yeah. So when he said Mike, I wasn't sure he talking about Mikey or was he talking. I thought about the Mike linebacker, but I wasn't sure which one. But he pretty much put it on player, which is cool. Like again, that's fine. It
depends on the play. Now, if it's the play that I was thinking of, that it was Mikey. But at the end of the day, it could be either or.
Okay.
So I wouldn't. All I would say is this: he was honest.
Yeah, he was honest. It's cool. Like,
it's tiresome because it's like, okay, I know we just talked about this.
Well, I'll say this much. Like, I know, again, they gave up explosive plays to like Kelsey, but to be real with you, like in the majority of like the explosive plays with wide receivers, which have been an issue. Yeah, I think he said Mike linebacker. I know what Mike linebacker was. He saying Mike because they call Mikey Mike sometimes. Don't they call him Mike? They call him Mike. They don't call him Mike. Do they call him Mikey or Mike?
Mikey.
Oh, then they were definitely talking about Bobby then. Yeah. But I don't have an issue how they play their explosive plays because I feel like they did a better job against the wide receivers typically than they've done in weeks. So there is I guess the silver line.
Whoever's out there.
Yeah.
because he and Jordan were out there so much.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, if they're trying to be confusing, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Because we know who plays Mike when Bobby is out. So I mean, then
that's who.
It could be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that could too.
Doing some different things because Jordan was out there all three of them. I mean, when I say all three, I'm talking about
you talking Bobby
and Jordan.
Yeah.
Frankie was primarily most of his snaps in
pass rush mode. Yeah, which is good for him. I think that adjustment is great.
That's something I've been telling y'all been seeing since the summertime. So I'm not.
But I think they need to even be more creative with that. With him, is like don't even have him blitz a lot. Like don't even. I have a lot. I think. I mean, I'm glad they've done that. Put it that way. I like that. Like what I'm glad that what he said last week. He really honed on to it. He said that we're going to make changes to simplify things and make things easier and putting players in a particular situation. That was on Jordan.
So I put that up there because I don't. Hey, these are my people.
No, you got to. You got to make sure the right information is
on who it is, what it is, and that's why I mentioned somebody else is out there.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna let y'all use your clues because there's so much that wants to get pointed at Bobby, and I'm like, the young guys are out there.
No, I'm.
Results still the same.
The play.
There's some things, and now you may understand a little bit more about why they weren't out there.
Yeah, some of it. I get it. I'll say this: I think they all should. My thing is that
they should have been out there.
They should be out there too. But I know what you're saying. I'm with you. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like bench Bobby Wagner. I'm not like that. I'm not that person.
No.
I'm a person of putting Bobby in positions to be successful. People will look at Bobby like the play with Rice scoring a touchdown with Bobby was on him. And I'm like, all right, I get it. I get why folks would be upset. Like that touchdown was that was on Bobby, right? Like that's Bobby's responsibility. But also, if I have to be honest, a linebacker versus Rice coming up the middle of the field, you're losing that regardless.
You're going to lose it.
So you're not. That's a losing situation regardless.
In a losing situation, anytime he has to do that, we've been having this conversation for too long.
Yeah, exactly.
If that is his assignment, it's.
I don't even know, DJ. I don't even know if I want. I don't know if I want Bobby to be a third down specialist because those are passing downs. I would have him as a third down specialist if it's like a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2nd. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. But that's your point, though. Go ahead, Kenny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a recurring thing. We keep doing this. It's just speed for speed. You got to switch it up.
Yeah.
Even if you know that's your best shot for whatever reason. Yeah. Now, that was it was interesting that came up.
Yeah.
Because now it becomes you want the young guys, you got them.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't keep like this. Now, this is me just being Candi Waller, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to blame an older guy.
It's very easy to blame an older guy.
It's easy to blame age.
It's easy.
Because that's gonna be your down. That's gonna be your down.
That's your always downfall. Yeah.
But to Dujanay's point, with the team with all of these missed tackles, well, who the hell else? Excuse my language, is going to tackle them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dude is going to get close to 200 if he keeps with this pace. If he keeps with this pace, he's going to get close to 200 tackles this season on a team where people miss tackles every day going dry.
But let me add this to say this about what Paul just said. This is my point. Yeah. This is my point. You're looking at it as the individual fundamentally wise. But let me say it this way. And this is coaching. So this is coaching. If I know that even if I put Rice in the backfield, like you said, Paul, and I know I'm getting a linebacker matchup, then I'm doing something wrong coaching wise.
Exactly.
That's because again, either way, that's a win for Rice. If I'm putting Rice, a top level wide receiver, on a linebacker, then he's supposed to beat my linebacker.
He's supposed to be.
If he don't beat my line, we're gonna be real. If he don't beat my linebacker, then he's not a good wide receiver. Let me be bluntly honest with you. Unless you're Fred Warner who went out, who covers like a demon. Unless you're Fred Warner, there's rarely any linebacker that's going to guard in space, even in zone, can guard a dude like that.
Absolutely, Wole.
Period.
Absolutely,
Unless you're Fred Warner. Fred Warner is all world. Prayers to his injury, prayers to him his health. But Fred Warner, other than him, truth be told, you ain't guarding that.
And it just goes back to one thing that I've been talking about in terms of being objective and just reality. Right, this becomes it's hard to gauge the scheme when the player execution isn't there. Well, why would you have Bobby Wagner covering Rasheed Rice? That's just not.
That doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't have that. Shouldn't be the setup. Like if you see that that's a situation, you have him in the backfield, then you're gonna have to change. Zach Braun ain't 1-on-1, not a wide receiver, tight end, but not wide receiver.
A tight end,
but not wide receiver.
Not Rasheed Rice. I think
Zach Braun ain't checking Rasheed Rice.
I also
he's not.
The context of the who matters.
It does matter. But I'm just saying,
Rasheed Rice,
exactly. Rasheed Rice, Rasheed Rice. Yeah, you're telling me, If I'm putting a speedster in the backfield, and Rasheed Rice ain't the speedster, but I'm putting a speedster in the backfield, or I'm putting a top level wide receiver against a linebacker, you better win. Like, you better win. That's all, I'm being real. That's good coaching. That's good coaching from Andy Reid and company. That's great coaching. And also, he caught Joe Witt, like he caught him. Like,
it also goes to show they didn't learn anything from week 4. So that becomes my challenge, because I'm like, you already know this doesn't work in these situations.
Yeah, that's coaching. Like, you can't. I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna say that Bobby Wagner should be strapping up Rice on one-on. That's no. Come on, that's not what we doing here. Like, I'm not doing that.
Man, I'm
not. So I'm gonna be mad at Bobby Wagner if, say, he's isolated against CeeDee Lamb. No, I'm gonna be mad at the coach if him being isolated against CeeDee Lamb. Like, you shouldn't be having no linebacker isolated against CeeDee Lamb. You shouldn't be having no linebacker isolated against any top tier number one. Rice is arguably their number one wide receiver. So you got their number one wide receiver matched up one-on-one against their middle linebacker. Their Mike linebacker. Sorry, you shouldn't win. You should not. Like, that's not a win. Now, if their tight end is whipping Bobby Wagner one-on-one, then I'm not gonna argue that. Like, you're supposed to be playing that situation, but you're not. No, we're not doing that. Now, and Paul said, now if Seattle puts 11 in the backfield, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. They can put him in the backfield. That's up to Joe Witt to find an adjustment to that. Like, you got to adjust to what teams are trying to do to hurt your defense. This goes back to
proactivity. That's one of the things I'm talking about, being proactive. Yeah. If I would do it,
someone else going to do it.
I already know you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Of course they going to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
And I think the world of Bobby Wagner. Okay.
Yeah.
But hey, if I know your tendencies and I already see what you've been doing.
But I don't want people to like they're realistic criticisms. And they're criticisms that aren't fair to the player, because the other player wouldn't be able to be successful in that situation either.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care if you're fast or whatever. Like, there's levels to this. Like, there's levels. Like, anything. Like, if I like playing basketball. If I'm checking Kevin Durant, he gonna get buckets on me. I'm a regular dude. You can't get mad at me for strap. Like, no, I'm not supposed to be checking no Kevin Durant. That's ridiculous. Right. Like, you can't treat me like I'm Patrick Beverly checking Kevin Durant. That's not, like, you can't do that. Like, that's the same thing. You can't treat, like, you can't treat.
It's not fair. It's not fair, because he's a hell of a player, and so I'm gonna have that. I would have that same energy with anybody.
Yeah, I'm saying with anybody. Like, I'm not even players I don't like. Like, even real talk, even players I don't like, or not a fan of. Yeah. I ain't gonna say like, yo. Let me give an example. Like, I'm not gonna say like who was here, like St. Juice. Benjamin St. Juice. I'll use him as an example. I'm not going to say, yo, Benjamin St. Juice is getting fried by Justin Jefferson one-on-one. He's supposed to be fried by Justin Jefferson one-on-one. Your job, you making him one-on-one on Justin Jefferson is your fault. That's not his fault. That's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. it's and I will say this, right? And this is one of the things that we've been talking about. What I've been asked about: Tyler, Jordan, Kane, and I like from a speed perspective, right? But then you give the opportunities, and that's
it's the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing. Like for certain players,
and then for certain players, it's also like, okay, even if you're in the wrong spot or something like that, Travis Kelce. But hey, Monday Night Football, what's your opportunity? This is where you rock and roll. So, let me see. So the explosive one I knew was gonna get a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
I asked Coach Quinn about the current state of the brotherhood last week. I think I asked him something else, but I'm not sure if it's in here. Who knows? It may not be. And then we can get into some of the stuff with the press conference. We haven't really talked about.
I want to get on Terry though thing too. I want to fry Terry
play calling.
Fry some Terry stuff too, Candy. And I'll let you know the Terry stuff. Go, man, Mike. Mike, you in the chat? You still here, Mike? I got something for you.
Okay. So let's try to move forward. I'm gonna try to put this one about the current state of the brotherhood because I do think it's important.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We got to get to my question to Cliff last week about the third down struggles, and then we can get into Terry.
Okay, cool. Sound good to me.
And we've often talked about the brotherhood and all of that. And so what, from your perspective as a head coach, what is this current state of the brotherhood right now? It's not putting you in a skid. So
yeah, I think when it's going really well, that's the time that you don't lean in on it and you don't find out a lot. It's the times that it gets the hardest that you lean in on it together. And what I've seen from practice, I'm pleased knowing that this is the things I was calling on for the week. Would I be able to see that? Would we be able to deliver on that? And so during the week, there's brutal honesty that goes with it. And I want to see them respond. And if a team or a person doesn't, then you have red flags to say, okay, you hit the big emergency brake and nothing happened. You want to see players and people respond. And so what I saw was a response. And consistency would take care of things to go up and up and up. And so that's what I'm looking for from the team, because over the last 2 weeks, it certainly hasn't been to the standard that we want. So we address it, we say it, but I also want to see the response. And the first part that I could see was at practice. And so for 3 days, I've liked what I've seen. Now that has to carry into the ball game for us to play faster, more consistent, and more to capture our style that we want to be.
And then let me see if this is another clip from what is this, Saturday? Let me see if this is. It could not be. It could be a wrong clip. And if I just play, I'm gonna just let it play. Over there.
Hey, Coach. Earlier in the week, you mentioned having some conversations with players, where you said that some things may be expensive, but this is still what you all need to do. So, in those conversations, have there been any moments where that was a more difficult conversation, and just how do you handle that? It
wasn't difficult. You don't go at it in a way that makes it, but we've got a lot of good guys, Kenny. So I think the first thing is like, hey, I got some things I think that can make us better. And like initially, what's the response? Yeah, I want to know. I want to find out more. And it could mean a technique that you're playing or not. It could mean a certain style. So sometimes the smallest tweaks doesn't mean it can't have a bigger result. And so, yeah, the best of the best, if there's something that they can do to do it better, any of us would want to know that, like the feedback. But it doesn't have to come, at them where they're not receiving it right. Because if they're not, then the feedback was all for bullshit if they're not going to apply it. And I also wanted that from them. If there was a certain technique or call or something that could change, I also wanted that feedback to make sure that it's a two-way street, in terms of us playing good. The execution is players and coaches, and I want to make sure I was clear with them on that too.
That's what these coaches, they're so vulgar. Jesus Christ.
Don't help me. They did not help me. They did not help me. I be like, with Jesus, they did not help me. I'm like, dang.
Oh,
where did this talk from? Oh, I'm in Ashford a lot. Okay. But I wanted to play those two. Those are my questions for Coach Quinn at the end of last week, because I thought they were important points.
They're very.
And I hope everyone was able to take that in. You all watching a collab from Bowie TV and Urban Sports Scene, all burgundy and gold, everything as well. Make sure you all are subscribed to all of our pages, following and all that good stuff to keep up with
hit the like buttons too.
Hit the like button. Make sure you share with your Washington Commanders loving family and friends. I'm going to go to this question I had for Cliff, but I did think those were important points, you guys.
No, very important. They're very important
because they are good guys. They really, really are, and they don't want this to be going this way. So let me play this clip from Cliff, question I had to Cliff Kingsbury last week, and then Wole and Terry.
Yes. Hey, Coach, yesterday, Coach Quinn mentioned that he took a look at the last, 7 games. And I know last week you mentioned the third down struggles. And so in your kind of assessment so far, have you taken a look at, what you all have been doing on third down and what could be contributing to those struggles?
Yeah, a number of things, but starts with the game planning, play calling. Like I've said, we got to have a better plan in place to execute on that down and distance, and then just consistency and trust and being able to block the right people. I mean, there's not one thing. We went down and did the breakdowns. It's just kind of a inconsistency overall on that down and distance, and that's contributed to us getting down, I think, early and not being able to score the points that we've had a chance to score this season.
Yeah.
Now, Wole.
I should add on to that too. I need to add on to that too. All right, so let me. I want to speak to my people out there about Terry. You know what I mean? Like we talked. I mentioned a little bit, and I said this yesterday. I'm gonna say it today. It just amazes me how people doubt somebody just because of a narrative that's put out there because of contracts, whatever. Because it may have made the fan base feel a certain way, but you should never diminish what a person does on the football field and how that person impacts your football team. Don't let that ever cloud your judgment of what you see on Sundays, Mondays, or Thursdays or whatever. Like, don't let that cloud your judgment. When that man is on the football field for this team, he is a game changer for this team. Period. Like, the reason why it seemed like this team had a chance, it was competitive, is because 17 made big plays for them to even be in the game. You know what I mean? And some other individuals too. I'm not going like you mentioned, like McNichols. He consistently makes plays every time he's out there, so he deserves flowers as well. Yeah. But that is the reason why he's important to this franchise. You know what I mean? People would put a label on him like prima donna. He has never been that type of person. Like, if you look at his stats, I'm gonna say this again. Say this for folks: 3 catches, only 4 targets. It's not like he getting 10, 30 targets, 4 targets, 54 yards and a touchdown, and all big plays that the team needed. When you needed the man to make a play, he made the play. When the referees were trying to take away plays from him, he made those plays. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, it's cool to be mad about what happened in the offseason. That's fine. But don't let it carry on to the season, and when in games where you doubt somebody that consistently has done this throughout his career here in DC with lesser quarterback play. Let me remind you that I was not surprised that he can put up numbers with a Marcus Mariota, because he did it with a Taylor Heineke. He did it with a Kyle Allen. He's done it with a Case Keenum. He's done it with so many lesser tier quarterbacks where he's giving you numbers and produced at a high. Sam Howell, you want to name him, he's put up numbers. So I'm just letting you know, like, letting the viewers or folks watching this about Terry McLaurin, where it's like, it's okay to be mad about what happened in the offseason, but don't let that carry on to what you know about him on Sundays. Like, don't diminish a guy's play because you're still mad about what happened in training camp and his contract stuff. You know what I mean? Because you had to cheer for him on Monday night. Mm-hmm. You had to cheer for all that. Like, you had to literally be like all them same folks who came out and was like, he trash or he a bum. Y'all the same folks were like begging for that, like, oh, he in that touchdown. He in. He got 2 feet in. Or like the bomb on the sideline where he got his knee down. You the same folks who had to like beg for the referees not to screw you. It happened to be that same dude that you've been kind of like, throwing shade to. That's all I'm saying. So just don't forget. Don't forget.
Yeah, no, one of the things, and we've talked about this, I think publicly, I shared this, one of the pieces of advice that Lewis gave me when I first got into this business 8 years ago. I was kind of taking my lateral from, another business and wanted to pursue this. He said, you got to get rid of your fandom. You got to get rid of your fandom, right?
True.
And I will tell you all in a very transparent fashion, I have enjoyed all sports so much more.
We do
just
it.
being able to watch the game objectively,
So true.
right? Does it get frustrating watching? Of course it does. And I've said this, right? I'm like, because I cover them, and even in being there so much, it's like, this is just not them. What is this?
Yeah.
Right? And in other instances, I'm like, yep, well, hey, or even like I said, you got 30 minutes, it's all you're gonna get. It's 30 minutes. They gave you their best. That's a lot to ask for. You know what I mean? And hey, and that's, but I'm able to do that, and hopefully prayerfully well, right?
Yeah.
To get better at it all the time, and you continue to learn. But I will tell anybody, did I think that Terry McLaurin handled everything, spot on? No. Right? Did I think it may have, done some things to the brotherhood? Yes. Did I confirm my opinion or my assumption to be true? I confirmed that it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind saying that out loud, right? And so everybody was like, Terry said, once the game gets going,
there you go.
Time with these guys not to want to see them do well, because them doing well means our businesses do well. Bowie TV does well. The media, we do well. But people don't want to be bothered with them, don't want to read, don't want to watch. That's hard. And so, we got the Burgundy and Gold coming on. You see Terry coming in, I had to smile. Terry, you know what I mean? Because he's here. He's here. And it's like, let's go. You already know what type of time they're on. It's unfortunate that it didn't come to fruition, right? Of course, they always ultimately want to win. Like playing a game to lose. So you want them to win. Because they want to win. And you see that. And we just haven't seen the whole offense together of what this really could have been. And that's what really stinks about it, right? Because you really haven't seen it come together, and we won't, right? Because of, Noah's out. And now Larry McTunsil is dealing with the hamstring injury.
Crazy.
It's just going on consistently. But hey, listen, when Terry is out there, when you got to deal with the now, you got to deal with the now. You got to deal with week 8. Then Sunday night, you got to deal with week 9. And Terry McLaurin, because as soon as we said, oh, well, Terry's back in the guess we got hurt again. Okay, it is a downer. Like, because you want to see them succeed. Anybody who's on the beat or there all the time, you say, I don't care. I mean, hey, sometimes when you felt it and you saw the results of it, you're like, you know what? This ain't bad. Because when you go and you talk to Eagles media, Chiefs media, let's use the Chiefs media.
Yeah.
They want Patrick Mahomes in the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid to be successful.
Yeah.
They love it. They're used to time games. Yeah. They're used to seasons going until February. That's just how they roll around there. So what was all new to many of us last year, this is typically how
they move. That's how they move. That's how they move.
And so you kind of look at them like, yo, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's people it's players like Terry McLaurin that's a part of that story. Yeah. And so that's why it's always going to be like, ouch, ouch, ouch. When you see players that contribute to that brotherhood and to that culture of there is no infighting, you all.
There isn't though.
Did you see how
you see how Jayden? You saw how happy Jayden was?
Right. And look at how much they support one another. Yeah. Marshawn's pick.
That was crazy. I loved it.
Terry's catch. Terry's touchdown. This is real. And as much as I can do to help dispel the PDSD, right? I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I asked out loud about the current state of the brotherhood, because I wanted to know from his perspective, but I also believe in what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And the brotherhood is intact. They want to do better, but they want to do better together.
Yeah. I do want to ask you, because not ask you, like you wanted to mention Debo. What did you want to say about Debo?
Here's what I wanted to say about Debo. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Debo Samuel, you all. And I was certain things that I was looking for in the TV version. Now, I'll be completely honest. I didn't go back and watch the TV version of the Dallas game because I was there. I didn't need to watch it. I just couldn't do it.
I mean, you don't need to watch that game.
And so I didn't even want to watch the all 22. I said, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, and that was just me being kind of petty. But I had pages of notes, so I just couldn't.
It's not worth it. It is what it is.
But it was certain things that I was looking for, and it was to see what you all could see. Now, I tweeted about it. Debo was so upset after that turnover.
He should have been.
He was so upset, you all.
Yeah.
He was so upset. Now, I was paying attention to Debo and Lake Lewis. He was paying attention to Debo, but then see, I got locked in on Laramie because I was like, okay, Laramie been in that medical tent for too long.
Yeah, he was hurt though. You can tell he was hurt. Even when he came back on the field. Even when he came back on the field, I was like, yeah,
he tried.
He tried. He was a soldier.
He took himself out. Now I have seen comments online saying that Laramie didn't want to play. See, and those are the things that I'm like,
no, they tripping because if you watched him, he limped out there like he was not healthy.
He put the hoodie on real quick. I'm like, that wasn't even quick. That was a whole nother hat. What are you talking about?
Bro? That was a whole nother hat. Like that man struggled. He struggled. He struggled.
He took himself out.
Yeah, he had to. Because
at that point now you're a liability.
Yeah, exactly. He had to.
He took himself out. He went and sat on the bench. He was with the trainers. I saw Bobby Wagner come over there. People talk about I saw Bobby Wagner go over there and talk to him. They talked for a while. Laramie was very disappointed. It's like Coach Quinn mentioning Javon Kinlaw wanting to get out there, wanting to get after it. These aren't people like you got to be hurt to be like, all right, ain't going out there. Everybody knows Deron is like not even got all his toes working right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's brutal. And when they want to be fast and physical, it's tough. And so I wanted to mention that about Debo because the TV version did not capture.
I don't know what he was.
Because I went to like commercial and all that.
Yeah,
he was upset. But to that point, this goes back to the way these guys care. And his teammates were trying to calm him down, talk him through it. Like it's all good, like he was so upset and just disappointed. And I appreciate moments like that. Like, dang, you know what I mean? So I thought it was important to share that. Do people still have questions? Because while you all have questions, or maybe I can play some more of the clips.
I got questions for you. Yeah, there's a question. I put it in the queue.
Okay.
I know Mike had a question. Did you have a question? Yeah, Mike, you did a question. But I don't want to read his spamming about a freaking wide receiver. He's just spamming me about this wide receiver consistently. Here we go. All right, I will read. No, I'll be fair. First, Alexander Wilson said, were there any discussion about protection with the line? It looks like there was miscommunication on some of the sides.
I'm assuming it's an offensive line.
I think offensive line. I think some offensive line.
Right, offensive line. Not yet. Did we get into it today? Not and yesterday. I mean, I asked Marcus Mariota about. I mean, I can. Matter of fact, to that question, let me play my question to Marcus Mariota, who, if you watched the press conference last night, he was distraught. He was
annoyed in that game. He was very annoyed. I saw it.
So
he was more annoyed than I've ever seen him because he's pretty cool, calm, and collected.
He is pretty cool, calm, and collected. Yeah. But Marcus for sure showed his emotions in game.
Yeah, in game.
You don't see
him frustrated and blocker people missing. You
don't see him. You don't see him beating on the ground too often because that's
I think a lot of things.
He also put it on himself. He said he shouldn't have taken that sack. I know exactly what you're talking about, but he's just like a few of them that he just shouldn't have taken that sack.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have done it. But I did ask him, to your point, Wole, about offensive line play because there's something to be said. It's hard. It's hard to play offensive line. I mean, it's hard to do all of it, but I always feel like it's two thankless jobs: DB, like covering wide receivers is a DB, and the offensive line. That's a thankless job.
We got a lot of questions coming in now.
Hey, Marcus, I know you had a little bit of movement on the offensive line. Larry had to go out. So, what can you say about the offensive line play? Just immediate reaction right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think BC came in and played well. That's not an easy position to be in at any spot, regardless of the offensive line. And when you're playing a defensive front like this that creates movement, does a lot of games and twists, I thought he came in and held his own. And I thought, all in all, our guys up front did a good job. Like I said, I took a bad sack on that third down, but for the most part, I thought they did a good job of holding their own.
All right.
Oh yeah, and there's another question about the O-line too. For that question too. It's from 7PRS. Said Dan Quinn did not say how well or not Coleman played when he was asked about that.
I think I have the clip from that. I mean,
do you have a clip for that? I mean, I thought about the O-line. I thought he played well.
I thought he played well. I mean, it's good that he was active. So
I know, I know that too. But there's a question from Coach. What's going on, Coach Lombard? Says, how are you guys feeling about Connerly? That's a question. That's one.
I think he had a rough go.
Yeah.
I think it's been a rough go because
the last 2 weeks, right?
Sam Cosmi is back. I mean, there's something to be said about familiarity for
that's
some
true.
players.
That's
some
true.
people can just line up and just go. But in the last 2 weeks, we also have to remember the right side of the line has looked different in the last 2 weeks. So there's something to be said around not question in a negative way, but just how they can play together and learning one another on that side of the line. I think these last couple of weeks, I think he's had some great moments, but there's been some rough ones.
Yeah.
As with Cosmi is kind of expected, right? Getting back into the flow of things and the speed of NFL gameplay. But I do think that those two playing together on the right side is something, to see if they can build that just familiarity with one another.
Yeah, I think that he's had some struggles. I don't know if he's having struggles. I would think personally, because I just think the world of Sam Cosmi. You're right. Chemistry does play a part. So I do agree with you.
It's been the last 2 weeks since he's been there. I haven't seen Conley was kind of holding his own. You hadn't heard anything else.
Yeah, but now he's playing against. Yeah, that too. But now he's playing against. I don't know. It's like because I'll be honest. Like, all right, if you listen to clips about like what Clowney said about Connerly. I know you've seen the clips he said about Connerly.
No.
He said he was trash. So, yeah, at the Dallas game, he said he wasn't good. He said Connerly wasn't good. And I'm you're right. The line is all about how you work as one. So I don't want to act like that's not a thing. That is a thing.
It is
I have so much belief in. I have so much, but I guess there's not a ability. I have a bias to his ability. I have so much belief in Sam Cosmi that I feel like you have to make it work. Like you should be playing better. Yeah. Because Cosmi to me is an all world. Like he's a top level guard. Like he's a top level guard. So you're gonna have to be a little bit. I do think that, and I've said this before though. So this is not a knock on Connerly. So I don't want anybody to think I'm not hating it. It's not a knock on Connerly. I said it when he got drafted. He's going to struggle. Like I said that. Like I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just that I feel like you'll get the best version of Connerly in year 3. I don't think he's an instant bookend tackle. That's not the case. I think he had to work for that position. I don't think he's that much better than Wiley, but I think he's better than Wiley. Therefore, and he's younger, so therefore he needs to start. Like I believe in that. I believe in progression for a young guy. That's just what I believe in. But he's going to struggle. He's going to have matchups that is not going to be favorable for him. There are some guys, quick twitch guys, that will give him issues. That's just a thing. It will happen. But he's gonna have to learn on the fly. But I think year 2 and 3, when he gets puts more, put more weight, muscle mass, and gets used to playing the position, that's when you're gonna see the best version of him.
He's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not saying I'm not gonna be out here saying like he's this, but I because of his size right now, and we're talking about pass rushing ends in the NFL, which is a premium. Everybody wants to have one of those guys. You're gonna have to see those dudes on a week-to-week basis, and if you got Laramie Tunsil, they're gonna rotate towards you. and you're going to probably see a lot of the guys that you wouldn't expect to be seeing. So that's the thing.
Yep. While we're still looking at questions, let me play like a couple of these clips.
Mm-hmm.
And then with you talk about on defense energy and all that, how did you feel about the McGee, Owens, and them getting more snaps? What did you see from them? And could we see even more of them moving forward?
Yeah, I like the speed that they brought, John. I felt that. Not to say that the game was clean in that way. We had 3 explosives in the first half in terms of the passing game, but I like the speed that I felt from them. And, yeah, they've earned the right to, have some more ops in there too.
Might be bad questions. I had them myself.
Yeah, I like this. I like this.
I mean, it is what it is. He said, hey, the explosive is still there, but how's you going? I mean, trial by fire. As long as everybody is clear, now you're getting the young guys. The result is still the same, everybody. Okay?
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I like. Yeah,
they're not going to be. Not that it go almost to the point of Connolly.
Yeah. To your point,
almost to the point of Connolly.
Got a couple more questions for you. We have one more. Not Connolly. It was Cliff Howe. Is Ertz slowing down?
I haven't seen a slow down challenge per se. I see catching footballs challenge. You know what I mean? I mean, I think I think it's just the catch.
Yeah.
Where but he's also made great plays too. You know what I mean? It's still one of those things. It goes back to my analogy of you look at somebody's snaps.
Mm-hmm. We got Mazdak 33.
You know what I mean? And so it's hard, but he's got to catch those. He's got to bring those in.
Yeah,
sure,
definitely. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be better in towards the second half of the season. Mazdak 33 says, question: do you think Sinnott can contribute more in the passing game?
He should be able to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did last night. He had a good play last night.
Yeah, he did. He missed the block too.
He missed the block.
He missed the block.
He had a good play in the passing game. You saw John Bates had a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and so it just becomes that.
Oh, John Bates had a nice. He looked a little faster. I was about to give him some flowers. I've been hard on John Bates. He looked faster. I won't lie to y'all.
It's just the consistency of doing what works well.
Yeah.
Offense that they didn't do, which then leads me to another. I know there's a clip in here that's very important point because coach said something there, and I was like, "Thank you, coach." So yeah, he dropped something, but he had some drops last year too.
Yeah, he did. He didn't drop.
But then he has glowing moments, so it makes everybody forget about the drops.
All right, now I'm gonna read Mike's question. Now, Mike, I'll read your question. We're not doing Luke spam, Mike. I'm not doing that today. Candi, how about that sideline catch with the tippy toe inbound catch by Luke?
It's fantastic. I mean, Luke, he was a captain for the game, and I remember talking to him last week. I congratulated him on making captain, game day captain, and so that's great. He's doing what people have asked him to do. He's doing what you expect. It's the second year. We're looking at second year players. I've been tracking them and seeing how they can contribute. And I mean, hey, he's gotten opportunities to get a lot of reps because people have been out, so that's good. Now, I can't help, even though he's been great on returns, I still feel like there's a void without Debo at returns.
Yeah, nobody can take it to the house from kickoff return.
Nobody can take it to the house now.
Yeah, Debo's
speed through there, y'all. Just speed. Yeah. It's almost like they're anticipating getting hit. It's like just roll with it. But
he gets good yardage though. He does good yardage. I'm giving him his flowers. Ellison says moves in any at all in terms of the trade deadline.
Guess we'll see.
That's next week. That's next Tuesday.
Guess we'll see.
We'll see. All right, those are the questions that I have so far.
Okay, let me. So let's play some more clips because there was some good stuff that came out of the presser today.
Dan, what do you think is happening with the run game the last few weeks?
Yeah, we certainly need to get it on track, in the best of ways, and I wish I had a better sense to say which ones. We've got a good package. But it has to be, the runs and the play passes. Those have to really be in concert together. We hit a couple of play passes yesterday, which was nice for us to do. Terry had one inside. But we've got to find our ways, even to stick with it some when, they're hard runs to go and one goes for 1 or 0. It can be frustrating, but you just dig and you keep banging for it and you stay into that spot. And that's what we'll work to do, because it has to be, a bigger part of our game.
If that means sticking with it. And
Man.
that's the part that I said, thank you. Because I could, Lake Lewis again, down how many times did I say I would just put Jeremy McNichols in there, everybody? I really would. I really would. I've been saying this for weeks. Just it doesn't matter. What
He's
is
making the play.
1, 2, 3? Who cares? Put the person in there that's holding the football and can break tackles like nobody's business. That is Jeremy McNichols. Just give him the football and let him roll. And like if it doesn't work here, there, stick with it. Don't get into pass and play. For what?
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Source of frustration that I'll just be like, why? Just right there, right.
I agree with you, Candy. That's what I'm like. I'm not like I'm starting to come along with the Jeremy McNichols like way of play. Like I haven't been like keen on him getting more carries than other individuals, but like like when you look at his production in 2025, like every time he gets the ball in his hands, he makes a play. It seems like he makes a positive play, either in the pass game, run play, whatever. Like he's breaking tackles, he's getting dynamic plays. Like he needs more opportunities, man. Like, so if more opportunities mean this team as a whole needs to run the football, like run the football with him, with McNichols, Bill, and Chris Rodriguez. The way it's broken up, and I saw like carries, and Bill had like 9 carries. McNichols had like, I want to say like I know C-Rod had 1 carry. McNichols may have had like maybe, I want to say 8 or maybe less than a little bit less than.
Yes, it wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't like 8 or something like. I'll have to look it up, but it was like, to your point. Anyway, it was like 9 was the most. Like, they need to be going. I ain't gonna lie to you. McNichols need to get, like, if you want to give Bill the most of the carries, that's fine. I ain't mad at it. Like, if he getting like 10 to 11, that's fine. McNichols got to get at least 8 carries back, 8 carries, because it's got to reach the 30 to like 25 carries by the whole group. At least 25 carries for the whole group. So break that down how you want to. It could be 10-10. It could be 10-10, McNichols, Bill, and then say C-Rod with 5. But it's got to be breaking down to a point where these guys got to touch the football. And then if you want to, whoever is hot gets the most carries regardless. That's it. Like, but they got to start running the ball. It's got to be like this game. I said this before. Kansas City Chiefs before yesterday with average yards per carry is 4.9 average yards per carry. And you didn't treat them that way. Man, you got to treat somebody like, if they show you something, if somebody a jerk, you got to treat them like a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you bad, if the stats show that you bad, you 4.9, I ain't going to treat you like you good against the run. I'm going to treat you like you bad against, like you piss poor bad against the run. You got to treat them that way.
Yeah, it's like, who's going to keep using Travis Kelce as a decoy? He going to throw the ball. You got to know. Yeah. Just do what it's good at. It doesn't have to be. This goes back to mad scientist, Richard.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. And I appreciated Coach Quinn saying, stick with it, even if it's 0 or 1. Just stick with it a little bit more. Just dig in. That's what it is. Sure, if you go back to when I played the clip earlier in the episode with asking Cliff about the third down struggles, and he's talking about missing blocks, is that the third? Hey, listen, every snap is not going to be perfect.
Facts.
And so I also want to say, I saw Paul's comment. I think it was.
Yeah, fair. Paul got a question right here.
Yeah.
Here.
Listen, they're upset and disappointed after every game they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they have the same look.
Mm.
The same look. The same. They lose one game, they lose 12. They look the same.
Mm.
Every single loss when they're walking off the field. I saw them, you know.
Mm.
And so who knows? I mean, maybe they could make a move. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't count on it. You just don't know.
Scott has a question too about trade, though. This particular player, though, Noah I says, is Noah I getting traded?
I mean, he could. That was a talk, and that was the conversation back during.
Oh, really? Yeah, in the summer. Yeah.
He brought it up. He talked about it because Noah Igbenogany had a strong camp.
He did though.
He had a strong camp, strong preseason. There were conversations about that, and it did not come to fruition. So I'll see.
Then he did have a strong, like he had, like I actually think he deserves more playing time. To be real with you, that's how strong his
we
camp
had a whole
was.
conversation about it because you were kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that because you said the same thing. Like you thought I was like, well, hey.
He has because he real talk. It's like because you got to be like because I watched him play. And I like Noah really balling this preseason. He balling. And I'm like, yeah, he deserves like an opportunity.
Pretty well. That was a player I was consistently asking about because I'm like, well, what's going on? You know? So it remains to be seen because you had him inactive, didn't even contribute on special teams.
Did Jonathan Jones play? Jonathan Jones play, right?
He absolutely did.
Okay. They look a little bit. They look all right. I mean,
but this goes back to my point of when you don't hear somebody's name, it's not a bad thing.
It's a great thing. No, it's a great thing.
Because Jonathan Jones has literally been out there.
Yeah.
So
no, it's a great thing.
He's pretty smart.
But like when he knows typically, which again it's wild because in the past he's been a guy that gets turnovers. I'm kind of waiting for him to like get an interception because he's been a guy that gets turnovers.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's what's getting me with like to your point though, like he's been. You're right. I'm sorry. Sorry. He only had one. Nichols only had one carry. I'm tripping. He had one carry.
I thought it was more than that, but maybe it was.
Marcus had 8. Krosky Murray had 9. Nichols had 1. C-Rod had 1, and Debo had 1. They got to run him. You're right. They got to run the ball more. We can't be doing.
Maybe we saw them in the past, but yes, that is correct. I mean, but I've been saying it. They need to run the ball. I mean, what? And he's good in pass plays as well, but no, run the football. That's all I have.
Mike got a question. Mike, you got a question? It says Candi, was this team too loyal to Noah Brown? Like him as a person, but we all knew his injury. He's injury prone. The number 2 wide receiver could have been resolved in the summer.
I think I'm confused. So number 2 is Debo and Terry.
Those are number 1 and 2.
That's 1.
I guess he's talking about a third receiver. I guess because Debo plays inside sometimes. I guess he's talking about.
Well, you drafted a receiver last year and this year.
I mean, you got your guy. Look, man, you got your guy Cliff. Aren't you happy? I mean, your guy. I say Cliff. Your guy Luke. You should be happy. I don't know what you. Well, look, Luke.
I mean, just keep it a buck. You drafted.
You got Jalen Lane. Yeah, Jalen Lane.
And this year for a reason. Yeah. You got Terry and Debo, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't think they were too loyal to Noah at all.
He's some of the outside receiver.
I mean, I don't think they were too loyal to him. I mean, they knew he was injury prone. A lot of these dudes is injury prone.
He was cheap though. He was cheap. You weren't paying him nothing.
He is all the all the everything. In my opinion.
Cliff says I was so hyped when Marshawn got the interception.
Listen, y'all want to know something about me? I've said it a million times, but I'm cool with a lot of these people. So a lot of these people, and so it's difficult to see when they're having a tough time or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
I'm trying to track Laramie. I'm tracking Laramie because at this point I'm like, okay, now I'm locked in on Laramie. Like,
look, I'm gonna be real. Like, these folks coming back from a week from a hamstring injury. Like even Jayden, I'm like, y'all need to chill. Like hamstring injuries aren't a weak thing.
No. That's why I was like, wait, He's been good. He's been in the medical team.
Hey, what's up, Cliff? You said is Luke still Rudy to you? Hey, hey. Let me be fair. Is he like Rudy? Nah, he better than Rudy. I ain't gonna hold you. He better than Rudy right now. Look. See, Cliff, I ain't stubborn. I'm just funny, but I ain't stubborn. Like he ain't Rudy. He ain't Rudy
let me while y'all still asking questions, let me try to get through these. And I don't know if anybody has a question they want to ask to get. You drop the link in the chat, and then I play some of these clips. If somebody got a question, you better catch us before 9:30 because we out.
Let me play the clip first, and then just play the clip first.
Hi, Dan. What have you liked the most from what you've seen from Jacob Martin, and where would you say maybe you've seen the most improvement from him?
Probably the last 2 games, Howard. Like, when the opportunity came, I felt like he really could play and get under people. He's not the biggest defensive end, but he's got explosiveness that if he can get under a guy, he can get movement on him. And so I saw that against Dallas. I saw it against Kansas City. He's got a relentless nature about him. And so he's earned these chances and more ops to go get it. But he's always been a very consistent player. He was one of the captains for that reason of just staying consistent. But it's his pad level and his ability to get under guys with getting some speed and jumping the ball, Howard. That's what I've seen from him. And to be a good rusher, you have to beat somebody to the punch. And he's been able to show that he's been able to do that.
Nobody's talking about Jacob Martin. He was one of the game day captains. We talked a bit about him early on in the season. But he absolutely
balling.
He is a bright spot. He's absolutely.
I didn't know he was 29 years old though. That's crazy. I thought he was young. It's crazy. He's 29 is young. So let me not act like whatever, because I ain't gonna say it's old. 29 is young. But I thought he was much, much younger than 29 at first. But he balling, man. I didn't know he's been in the league that long. Like I didn't know he's balling. I'm sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, he's balling. But we talk about he is a bright spot, everybody. So let's not forget that bright spot and being consistent. And I just think the important point of hearing Coach say he's earned that spot. He's earned that. So that's what they're looking for people to earn that work. You want to see more of them? They got to earn that in practice, in the study room. All of those things, not just to make people feel better because of their age. Like, let's just keep that a buck too. You got to earn that spot. And yeah, he's one of those who he's bringing that energy and playing really smartly.
Also folks out here, make sure y'all again like this video, like that on both Bowie TV and Urban Sports Scene. Also super chats too. Everybody like Bowie TV, Urban Sports Scene. We super chats help us support the show. So also all super chats are always going to be prioritized over all comments in the chats. So yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are so dope because y'all making this thing so cool.
Yeah, and I like to do my engagement. I be tired. Your girl is tired. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so glad it's games. They're gonna be late in the day. You gotta go to Spain. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. The Spain thing. I feel for y'all.
It's a whole different thing.
Are you got some more clips or you want me to play?
I have 2 more, but I don't want to play the other one now because that's a little long.
Okay. I was putting in the chat about folks got a question. One question for Candi.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Y'all have a question about like what happened, about what happened yesterday or whatever. Like y'all want some info that she legit info that she can give y'all. Don't be acting like FBI type stuff. Asking she ain't gonna give you that. She ain't gonna give you that. All right, I'm letting y'all know right now.
I wouldn't, and I'm not. So it's just like.
All right, y'all. One question. I'm putting the link in the chat, so y'all can click that link and feel free to ask your question.
And then I might have to change this overlay too. If we bring people in, just let me know. I'll just probably turn the overlay off.
All right, you just let me know.
But that's yeah. Well, let me play this other clip. See if anybody comes on.
What went into the decision of having Tyler Owen start? And I know you guys have been wanting to get Jordan McGee more time, but for Tyler specifically, kind of what went into the thinking there?
Honestly, we were trying to think about into some man-to-man options. Nikki, that was one of them. The second piece was, could we put him, down in where the action is? We felt like that's always been something with Tyler, but it started, born from some man-to-man, ideas, and then we'd expand from there. So we didn't want to overload, but start the package enough that he could go and really go execute it.
We got one. Got Paul. Hey.
Okay.
Great shit. Hey, thanks, Mama Waller. Appreciate you.
Yes, thanks, Mom. Good night. I'll call you after. Let me see. I might need to take this off. Let's see what happens.
All right. Let me know what you need.
Yep. I took it off.
All right. I put it. All right. All right, Paul. You got the question. You on, Paul? What's going on, Paul?
Hey, Candi. How you doing? Hey, Wally. How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing, boss?
Good. It's more of a request, Candi. If you go to Witt's press conference on Thursday, please ask him, why did he go to the zone in the second half of the game? And I know how I kind of caught your pattern. You like to ask questions about the previous games, that he talks about that when he announces his press conference. Just ask me a simple question. Why the change from the press coverage to the to the zone in the second half?
He might already answer it.
Well, if he don't answer, just put it like a little side note.
All right.
If I could go, I would ask the question.
No, all right, Paul. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, Paul.
Hey.
I appreciate you, my guy. Hilarious. But you know what? I'm gonna say this. Even like in this game, like I for like the Joe Witt, like everybody know I'm really hard on Joe Witt, but it's hard for me to like be hard on Joe Witt because of like what I saw. Like they created turnovers. Like that's I got questions for Cliff for real. Like that's if I had questions.
No. That's what the question need to be.
Yeah, Cliff need to get them questions.
Because you already know what it is.
Yeah, Cliff need to get them questions. Like he need to get them questions.
You know,
because you already know. Yeah, you know what it is. Cliff need to get them questions.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And when you in the game, and Marshawn gets a pick.
Yeah, bro, you gotta like
Marshawn get a pick. Hey, you gotta run the
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. Got Marshawn, Bobby. They got picks. You got
Marshawn and Bobby. Like
you gotta turn up, bro.
That have just been catching all types of strays, and some types of direct. Sometimes it's direct for sure, but there's a lot of strays.
They get a lot of strays. But to your point too, though, and I want to say to your point too, and this is very important. Oh, appreciate you, Paul, man. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you, Paul. But this is I want to say, like to your point though, very important that they were so hyped for them two dudes to get like those plays that if I'm Cliff, you gotta like really try to bank on that. You dig what I'm saying? Like you gotta work on, like you gotta be motivated. Say, all right, we can't let that work. What they did go for nothing. Like we gotta take advantage of that. You see your coach high five and Marshawn Lattimore, like you gotta be in it, bro. Like you gotta be like, we gonna score on this. Like we gonna score. Yeah, like
and it was the opportunity for people to see Marshawn's personality.
Yeah,
you know, because that's him, and he's super dope. And so it's like, yo, you know what I mean? And for those two that's been catching the strays, but are such leaders in their own, you know what I mean, and such respect, like. The energy and Bobby, just everybody loves that dude. Like everybody, like everybody just erupted. And so it's like, to your point, the energy has to transcend. It has to go. It has to, because of who it is. And the energy is there, and it still kind of sucks, right? You look at it, it's like you got 2 turnovers and you lost the football game. So that just doesn't ever feel good, you know? And so it was kind of funny in the press box when Marshawn got the pick. I was much more calm just watching the game when Bobby got the pick, because I know what he does out there. So it's like certain moments, it's like, okay, but I know what he does. So it's like, all right. But with Marshawn getting the pick, I said, oh my God, Marshawn got a pick. And I did like this, and I closed my eyes, and I started counting to 20, like counting. And Lake was like, are you praying? Are you about to cry? And I said, no, I'm trying not to scream, like, because I was feeling so bad. Like, this dude is like, he can do this. And it just, that's Marshawn.
Yeah, I just think, like, for real, we're looking at Marshawn. I just think that's what Cliff should have, like, you feel like you got to, I feel like you have to owe it to them to take advantage of what they did. Because now those plays, they're good plays, but they're for not in the grand scheme of this game and what the outcome of the game could have been. They're heroes for real. Now they're just like, they're not heroes. It's just, they made their plays.
And nobody's celebrating that. Like, after
nobody's celebrating that. Yeah, exactly.
Even them, like, that was 2-3 hours ago, Candi. Don't nobody care about that. You know what I mean? And it's completely forgotten about.
Yeah.
In terms of just their intellect and how they move. And I think that's just what it's gotta be on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Like, but
I see the comments here, and I'm like, I need everybody to go and look at snap counts. So that everyone can understand how much You getting the young guys now.
McGee had like a crazy like 84. Did I see 84% or something like that?
Yes, like
McGee had a lot of burn. Yeah, he had a lot of burn.
Playing, and I'm like, they're playing.
Like I'm a pro McGee guy.
Still making mistakes.
I'm a pro McGee guy, but he getting a lot of burn.
Oh,
he is getting his.
Everybody knows I'm pro. Well, I'm pro everybody, you know. But
you're pro everybody. You're pro everybody. I'm not saying
everybody.
That. Yeah.
And you know,
no, everybody thinks I'm a hater. That's why I like to. I like them. They like everybody thinks I'm a hater, so I like to make sure.
I would encourage everybody to go look at the snap counts. Remember, that was one of the things that I really honed in on after the Falcons game, because I couldn't figure out why some of those portions and challenges that we talking about didn't have defensive snaps.
Yeah.
Look at the snap count. And then once you look at the snap count, because I do a whole exercise, I'll give y'all some tricks at the trade. I do a whole exercise. I go through snap counts for every player. And then I also think about the plays where I felt like they didn't. And now you're dealing with what? Because it wasn't every down. We know it wasn't every snap. But we also got to figure out which plays are targeting them as well. You got to think about that, that too. So you can go NFL Pro Reference. You can do all of those. Any of those sites got snap counts on them.
Yeah, I thought I just looked some stuff up, and I saw McGee's snaps. I thought he did. McGee and Tyler Owens. All right, to me, the two dudes that needed snaps got snaps. I think Jerzon. I need Jerzon to get more snaps too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said, yeah. You know, I need Jerzon to get more snaps too. I need Jerzon to be more snaps. Like I'll keep saying that.
Exactly right. So you see, go get this. Go read them.
Yeah.
Right. Read them. Look at the snap count, because it's like they're out there.
Yeah.
A lot. They were out there, and I think I tweeted it. I said, "Hey, everybody, it's showtime." Y'all wanted the young one.
No, you did. You did tweet it because I saw it.
I said,
you definitely. Hands down, you tweeted it. You tweeted it.
You got them. So it's really no point in hearing Bobby or anybody getting benched for what? Like they're out there.
Dudes are playing. They're out there. No, they was out there. Because they're out there. Because I know you. I remember you saying it. I saw your tweet.
Like, they're out there.
They're out there. They know. Can't complain now. They getting the burn. They getting that shine.
All out there. They
figured
it out how to get the right mix. And you saw there was still something. And here's the thing. Here's what's crazy about that, right? They talked about the explosive plays in the first half, and that was a hell of a first half for the defense.
Yeah, for the defense.
Right?
It was.
You really got to check those snap counts. You really start looking at the snap counts. I mean, we already talked about Tyler started.
Yeah. Which everybody's been clamoring for a while.
That's why I'm like, you can't sit up here. I don't want to hear. Get the young guys out there. They're there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, that ain't the issue here, everybody. You know what I mean? That ain't it. No. Maybe sometimes. Oh, thanks, Big Sis Kim. That's one of my big sisters, Kim Perry. And so
appreciate
you check those snap counts. They out there, because now since they all out there, it's like bench Bobby, bench Marshawn, and who out there exactly?
No, it ain't. I thought Marshawn played well. I think Marshawn let people know, like, all right, y'all can chill for a hot second.
He's still there.
Yeah, there you go. He's right. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
And so that's why I am here to help everybody.
Yeah.
I'm here to help and dispel myths.
That's what I'm saying.
I know when people are watching the game at home and it's also easy to get your emotions involved. You got to remember, I'm a person that don't have my emotions involved anymore. If I feel my emotions getting involved, I do what I did. I have to meditate, because I'm like, hold on a second, because you see people get so much hate, and it's like, no, these dudes
they shouldn't get that much hate though.
They got to be put in the best position to succeed. You know, and so you really now there's other things there's other challenges that's happening out there though.
Yeah, it's talking about like
execution ain't always it, and so you just got to see, but you got to get in the snap counts. They're on the field. You know,
they list Reeves. They list the Reeves as a cornerback. Yeah, as a cornerback. Now he's a safety, but they playing like Buffalo. You play Buffalo nickel. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You can't have 3 safeties, so you're gonna list him as a corner.
You're gonna put a list him as that.
Yeah, but you know the position though. You know the position. You know what he's playing. You know what he's playing.
That's exactly. That's what I'm trying to help. Like I'm trying to help. No, they out there.
Yeah, Quan is. Yeah, what's up, Hawkside? What's up, CJ? Quan is having a rough season. I thought Quan.
Rough go.
Yeah. Did you think they would consider benching Quan?
Not see. That's the thing. For who?
I mean, like for Savage, like real for real, like Savage. Like would they? And I like Quan. I like Quan. So I'm saying this is the person who likes Quan. Like, do you think they would? Do you think they would?
And let's see.
Okay. Because everybody likes Savage. Savage has played. They've been saying that Savage has looked good in the system so far. I don't really pay.
He missed some things last week.
Yeah.
He missed some things last week.
Yeah.
So it is all about getting better.
Yeah.
And putting the best thing. I probably was more disappointed with Quan with that unnecessary penalty.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that
was something that the muffed return.
Yeah.
And that unnecessarily defensive penalty, I think on offense, that was one that definitely stifled on defense because they were supposed to get off the field at that point.
Yeah, I guess that's my thing. I think that because that's a mental thing. I guess that's what I'm talking about too. Like, it's okay with the physical. Like, if you messing up, you get beat or whatever. But that's something that is in your control. Like, that's something. Like, because like they're looking for Quinn. He's looking for they're trying to look for like constant plays, not to beat yourself. And do you think that kind of puts Quan like in a position where they can review film and say, all right, Quan, that's striking 3. Like, we can't have it.
Yeah, you should, because you went penalty free in the first half.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you got in tough guy mode or what happened, but you lost focus there. And that was
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It cost your unit.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. And so I'm glad we're learning together. Like, everybody
we are.
Go look at the snap count.
Yeah. You didn't school people to the game.
I sure did. I'm schooling y'all to the game.
Hey, school folks to the game.
You gotta get your emotions out of it. That's a lot of it, which is very hard to do. But once you go and look at those numbers, you're like, well, wait a second. The numbers are telling a different story.
Yeah, that's why I don't be like, I don't give like I'm with you. Like I've learned. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell you, and we can wrap up soon. But I like when I used to cover, I learned it was not even from like something like that someone had to tell me. I think Lake did tell me something, but I kind of didn't care about that at the time. But like it's when I started going, when I was in the locker room, and this is a blessing of covering a bad team, though, I guess at the same time. Like as a fan, because I grew, obviously, folks know I'm from the area, so I grew up a fan. So I am a fan of the team.
Absolutely.
So when I saw that players ain't care, I was like, why do I gotta care then?
So because I came in after you, but you get that vibe, right? Don't care. But like with this group, they care.
They care. I feel you. I feel you.
And I appreciate that, Paul. And there's a couple other numbers that I'm gonna be like, hey, pay attention to this too. They definitely have they definitely have target numbers, you know what I'm saying, where you can start seeing like who gets targeted, how much, all that, snap counts, you look at targets, all that. It's very informative.
Mm-hmm.
It's very informative because it tells a story as you be switching the offense and play calling of, well, what's happening here? You wasn't even talking what we out there doing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you weren't even on the field, or it tells the story of how little you are using that run game.
Mm.
And sometimes you can really get into the minutia of the play, like the actual down, and what the play call was, and you're like, what's that? So, oh yeah, you definitely didn't listen. I was so disappointed. I said, now look at Wole over there. I told him, don't do this. But it's all good.
Oh man, that's hilarious. You know what? 52 could be on this team right now. Like, he could be just as good as a linebacker as some of these other dudes. If y'all want to keep it a bean. Oh, what's up, CJ? You reading this comment?
Yeah, this is exactly right. This team, you haven't seen this team play together. And it goes back to time on task. Now, I will say, being completely transparent.
Yeah.
I said I understood time on task, but now it's week 8.
I know, right? We done with that, right?
The fact that you're not going to have your full offense on the field.
Yeah.
For the whole season. It's just you're just not right for whatever reason, because Noah's out on IR. You can't that not that was an excuse. I know that's a factor, but you're going to have to adjust to what's working. And what I don't believe that anyone is seeing enough of, it's just what is working. Stick with that.
Yeah, I got you.
Right?
Yeah.
Out of your position groups, or who is and has been available for time on task and preparation for the week. That's what you roll with. Don't deviate from that. And I think that becomes the challenge.
Yeah.
There. So it's going to be interesting to see how different the offense is, because we saw a change. We saw a change in the defense, guys. We saw a change, a big change.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I'm with you. I thought we saw a big change. That's one thing I do agree with. We saw a big change on defense.
Yeah.
I felt like, it's baby steps. Now, was it like everything that we wanted in life? Nah, it wasn't everything we wanted in life, but there was baby steps. Like there was, like, if you had told us initially going into this game that yesterday that the game would be 7-7 going into halftime, you would have been like, I'll take it. So and you forced Patrick Mahomes to get 2 turnovers, you were gonna be like, that's improvement compared to what you saw against Dallas. I ain't lying. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? And then if you said, and I'll even add even more, if you would have said you would have held the Chiefs to only 28 points, you would probably take that too.
Yeah, because they could have ran the numbers up.
Yeah, probably would take that too. So I'm just saying, like, there was improvement on the defense. Now, it may not be the way you wanted it in terms of the competition of the game as a whole, but again, I put that more on like Cliff and his offense than again Joe Witt. I'm gonna be real, like, and folks who listening to me, who's listened to me for a while for the last 2 seasons, if you're hearing me take Joe Witt's side, you're like, damn, are you okay, Wole? But I'm being real, like, I'm fair, like, nah, like, I don't put this on Witt, man. I really put this on Cliff. Like, I felt like Witt did a decent job. I'm not here to say like, oh man, you saw what Witt did, he need to be out of here. Nah, I felt like Witt put you in a position. Witt and his unit put you in a position to win this football game. You just chose violence on a whole negative route that didn't work out in your favor. Like, again, throwing the ball on 4th and, like, you can throw the ball on 3rd and 1 because you know you're going for it. That's fine. But throwing it on 3rd and 4th, nah, bro, you want violence. Like, you ain't, nah, bro, nah, you want smoke. We ain't doing that. Like, we ain't doing that. Nah, you gotta know your team, man, and know the situation. Like, you running the football holds the ball for you. You throwing the ball does not. You hold it keeps Patrick Mahomes off the football field.
What I tell you in pregame, what's the keys to it? Keep Patrick Mahomes and them off the football field. That's the key.
Yeah, I agree.
Smart time of possession, run the football. I said that. Smart time, run the football.
Yeah, everybody.
And see, Paul, everybody, what did we learn tonight? If nothing else, snap count. I'm telling you, it something simple as the snap count tell the story. Then if you really think about the negative plays, it puts it in perspective. That's why I be like, nah, I can't peg that way. I can't do this.
I ain't gonna do that, man. I ain't going. It's easy.
It's easy to take 2 or 3 bad plays and make that the story of the day.
Facts. Agreed.
What you gotta look at is the recurring themes from game to game, quarter to quarter, half to half.
Yeah. Last
year, but it's just hard. If your defense is on the field too much, that's hard for any team. I just don't believe in defenses need to be spending a lot of time on the football field.
I agree. Mazdak 33, those wide receiver screens are killing me. They're killing me too, man.
Yeah.
It's too many. It's too
Run the
killing me.
football. I don't understand. We said it. And common sense, mad scientist. Which one you want to do? Maybe you want to just be so smart. You want to do the common sense
the
thing.
mad scientist thing. He's doing too much. He's doing too much.
I anticipate you to do that. You gonna have to chase my people. You gonna have to chase them on the ground. I'm gonna run.
Mad scientist is doing too much, and to a point where when I look at, I feel like now you just gotta have to counter off Debo. Like, you're doing, like, everybody knows when you, like, if you're going to. It seems like every time Debo's in motion, he does get the ball. Like
that is true.
and it's like yeah, and everyone knows you're not fooling anybody anymore. So you're gonna have to counter off that now. Like it's time to counter off it. Like you gotta count if you want to make it work, you gotta counter off it more because you're not
that
counter
play
offering.
has happened in other games.
Yeah,
it just didn't result in a turnover. We would be like, "Ooh, oh God!" It almost got like with the ball
it's already
off of him or off his, off his helmet. It has happened.
Yeah.
It just didn't turn into a turnover just by like looks.
But teams are closer to it anyway. Like they're smacking it before. It's not productive in yardage for real anymore. It was in the beginning of the season, but it's not as productive. It's like just run a real slant or something. Like I'm with you. At least a slant puts exactly. I agree.
The last couple of weeks, these are defenses that are at the bottom of their run.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the bottom of the league is what I'm saying.
Yeah, in the back, bottom of the league in run defense, and you're throwing the football. It's nasty work. I'm sorry, it's disgusting work.
Your most healthy position group.
Yes, which a group that everyone loves. They're like you told me this in the offseason to now when they traded B-Rob to now. Like you said this, like they love this running back room. Well, can you show us that? Like, other than like it seems like you don't love it enough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't see the love anymore. I don't see the love.
Yeah, because your defense did you a mean solid.
They did.
Tonight, and we've been down on the defense. So your defense did a mean solid for you for sure. And not to be able to maximize that. Again, not necessarily say they're gonna win the football game, but good God, you know what I mean?
Yo, hey Paul, you gotta look at before the Commanders game, not the and not just the yardage, because I don't look at yardage because that can be biased or whatever. Yeah. Look at average yards per carry. That's what I look at.
Average yards per carry.
Look at average yards per carry. Don't look at total because teams got buys and whatever. Look at average yards per carry. That's when you know a run. Yeah, before this week, that's when you know a run defense is good. That's when you know a run defense is good. Because you can have a team can have, for instance, I may play 7 games, you may play 6 games, but the yardage could be shorter, but the average yards of carry is insane. Like you gotta look at average yards of carry. That's when you know what a defense is giving up every time a team runs. Like if a team is giving up 5, 4, like if a team is giving up low 4, that ain't bad. Like if you're giving up under 4, then you're a good defense, good run defense for real. Santiago, run the routes with Debo. I know. Run those routes. When Terry run those routes. Like run the routes. Debo was showing like was good running the routes, even in the beginning of the season. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's actually had some drops though. He has had some drop issues. Okay, I will look that. Yeah, look that up.
What's that?
Debo's had some drop.
Oh yeah, I mean, with the play that turned into the turnover, that's happened a few times.
Yeah, he's had some drops.
Like, oh, thank God, catch it. It's just the other team didn't catch it. They didn't. They weren't on point, you know, to get the football. Yeah. So I think we're all learning together. We're all watching together. The injuries do impact it. I don't care what anybody says. The injuries do impact it. But even with the injuries, I do think there's a better approach and a better thing to see. So going into Seattle, it becomes can the defense build on what they did this week? Can the offense just look like Jayden or not? You know, can it just look like you tried to bring it all together? And from a return perspective, I absolutely would like to see more yardage, and I would like to see Jaylen
feel good about himself. Yeah,
not in a beat stuff up kind of way, but like that
was a rough one. That was a rough one.
It happened last week.
That was definitely a rough one. All right, well, I'm good now. I think we're good. We went over. It was, but you know what? It was a good flowing show. Therefore, I was like, I know we gotta keep going. I didn't even want to stop it.
Yeah, well, that's good. You said we were gonna be done, and we're not.
It's all good. I was cool with it.
Maybe
it flows when questions come. When questions happen, it flows. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get mad at it.
And so we'll see. Continue to look at, especially my other advice that people are looking at Snap count.
Sure.
Look at things when people are out. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So Laramie goes out. Okay, Brandon comes in. If somebody has to, where you need more blocking help, right? There's times when Zach goes out. Zach goes in and out quite a bit.
Yeah, Zach does come out. Yeah,
he goes in and out quite a bit. And so, just see what John Bates does, because he's definitely an extension of the offensive line. Sometimes, I've even questioned, using Jeremy McNichols as a fullback at times, that could be an idea, just throwing that out there. But just, it tells a variety of stories. And then it's also good to understand who plays special teams. Because I don't think everybody always, they look at the return, but like actually who is playing special teams. That also helps to kind of form the story of how people end up getting more snaps on defense and offense as well.
No, I think I agree. I think that
you show improve on special teams.
You get more burn.
You earn that. You earn that spot,
especially on defense, right? Especially on defense, right?
Absolutely, 1,000%. Also, remember then going back to special teams. Colson Yankoff was out, even though they did fairly well. He was out because he did get hurt last week in practice.
Okay, so he was out. Oh, that makes okay.
He was out. He got
hurt. Is that the reason why Ben played more? Probably. Okay, that makes sense then why he played more than. I mean, I look. I am not overly negative on Ben Sinnott. I thought he was okay. I mean, the pass play was an easy play. They left him wide open, so I don't feel like he did anything
wide open. Yep, that's right.
They didn't like. Yeah, it wasn't like nothing spectacular or anything. They just left him wide open, so it is what it is. But the run, like I do, I've been happy of his run block of late. But I didn't like how he was blocking yesterday, though. I didn't like his run blocking yesterday, but I have liked him. But in general, I thought he's improved so much in run blocking. In general, so I'm gonna give him his flowers, though. But I also think people are just really tough on younger players nowadays. So I feel like
I would encourage people. You go, they are. I agree, and I also think that when you're looking at a team you got to look at their numbers going into that week to really understand what they're strong at and what they're not.
Yeah. I totally agree. Well, Candi, this has been dope, man. So you can close this out because you're awesome. Because I can't.
All I say is, you all, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Yeah. Again, what is this? Monday Night Football? Monday night.
Monday night. It's Monday Night Football.
No, they play Sunday night.
Oh, they play Sunday night. Yeah, they play Sunday night.
Super Bowl era uniforms. Sunday night. This is the Art Monk game. Because he is getting his honor, his honor and all of that great stuff. Oh, wow. So please don't do the right thing.
Do the right thing, team. Do the right thing, team.
Do the right thing for Art Monk. Sunday Night Football in the Super Bowl era uniforms.
That is. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And so I will be on, and thank you, Maz.
Hey, Maz, awesome, man.
Here, I will be on. We'll be back again to pregame, so make sure you all are not going to tune into the pregame. Yeah, more than likely, I don't know about the Mick no more because Pat Surtain is he on IR yet? Oh. Don't know how I feel about it. I was like, just throw the Broncos game in the trash. If Pat Surtain is not going to be there.
But you want him out there? I don't want him out there.
See, this is what happens when you become unbiased, right? You like,
oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, it's good. Nah, he out. No, I don't need him out there.
He won't be. I mean, yeah. I was really, y'all know.
I don't want him out there.
I can't really use advocate for Pat Surtain. I'm gonna become fans of people, and I probably only want a fan of one person. That is Pat Surtain.
Oh, yeah, I want him out there.
Pat Surtain, yes, indeed. And so once I saw that, I stopped everything I was doing yesterday. You know what I found out? I found out when I was on your show.
He was out.
I was looking at the TV, and I saw it said Pat Surtain was a candidate for IR, and I was like,
yeah. I know. I hope he's out for our game.
I started texting people like, is he really going to be out? Like, wait, no. So, oh well. But to that point, I mean, it's good for the Commanders, but I mean, not good for my mix preparation.
I'm sorry. You let him go. Let him go. Honestly, guys, just go ahead. Go hang out with your daddy. Hang out with your daddy, and you'll be all right.
And that's funny. I heard you just said that's.
Go hang out with your daddy. You good?
Wole is so petty. Okay, all right. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you all are tuning in later, make sure you all tell your Washington Commanders loving family and friends about us. Bowie TV, Urban Sports Scene, and all Burgundy and Gold, everything. I'm often on their show.
All the time.
I'm on the show all the time.
I keep so all the time. She's going to ask no questions. She's going to be on. She's like, you're on, Candi.
Yes, I'm on. I'll be like, and you be like, stop asking. You're always like, okay, all right. I just need some time.
Yeah, exactly. It's all is the time. You're good. Like, you're good.
So, and I appreciate that. So make sure you all are subscribed. Again, Bowie TV is on Comcast channels 190 and 1097 if you live in Prince George's County, Maryland. Soon to be expanding, you all. So keep supporting. And I'm glad that you all love the coverage that Wole brings, and as well as myself from being on site. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this down, you all, and we'll be seeing you guys again soon. Have a good night.